I've learned that in recent years. Because Christians now, in being honest, we'll keep some things to ourselves. As long as we're not saying it out loud, it's not a lie, Abi. So now we're going to say things out loud. So I'm just going to ask a very simple question. Or start with a series of questions. So, first question. I just want to find out, like, what's the average age here? So, like, 20 to 25. Can I see your hands? Okay, let's start with 18 to 20. Anybody? All right, 18 to 20, we have someone in the house. 20 to 25. All right, so we're getting higher. 25 to 30. You're 30 to 35. No, you look like it. All right, so 30 to 35. No worries, sir. Why, sir? Once you get to 35, eternal youth. That's what we call it, eternal youth. Eternal youth. So, yeah. So I can see some of us, I think I saw like 2 people's hands up with that 20 to 25. Yeah. Because I can see that some of us are already adults. Yes. But this question will be more framed for those ones that are, that their eye never see yet. Yes. That they are still in that early adulthood phase, if I can call it that. So it's a very simple question. We've all heard about, we've all heard about all these responsibilities and such that comes with being a grown-up, that comes with leaving the nest, that comes with no longer depending on your parents for everything. So the question is simple. Which of those responsibilities scares you the most and why? And please, for those of you that you are not in that 20 to 25 age range, I'm sure that there might be some responsibilities that you've not yet stepped into that can still be scaring you. So please feel free to answer. So it's a very simple question. Which adulting responsibility scares you the most and why? All right. And please, if you're already fully engrossed in it, you have children on your own, you even have grandchildren, so you can still answer the question. There can still be responsibilities that scare you, even though you've already taken them on. Yes, go ahead.
Paying bills and being a big auntie to my younger ones.
Sorry?
Paying bills and being a big auntie to my younger ones. It scares me.
No, I had paying bills and being a bigger what?
Big auntie.
Big auntie to your younger ones. Okay. Oh, she rich auntie vibes. No wala now.
I want that person.
Okay, go ahead.
Buying groceries.
Buying groceries. I like that. The simplest one. Yeah, go ahead.
Being a mommy. I should have a child that will call me mommy and I'll have to pay school fees.
Okay. All right. So,
it scares me.
Having a dependent. No wahala. Any other person? Any other person? I can't lie, me too. Having a dependent scares me as well, because I can't imagine having someone that depends on you for everything. Like clothes, food, shelter. And then on top of that, you still have to be the person's pastor, you still have to be the person's therapist, you still have to be the person's friend, you still have to be the person's mentor. I'll be role model. You still have to be the person's first aid, this thing. And everything that comes with having a dependent, particularly being a parent. Any other person? What adulting responsibility scares you the most? Even that being a dependent is deep. Even me, there are some nights I'll come back from work, I'm too tired to even cook food for myself. That's why I used to stockpile noodles in the house. So whenever I reach that stage, I just know, okay, there's noodle, there's egg, I'm set for tonight. I can't imagine now having somebody that will now have to make me enter that kitchen by force, by fire, and turn amala by 8 p.m. We thank God.
All right. These yearly bills. It's so funny that when you pay this year, before you blink your eyes, another year has come. So you just be like, I just paid this one last year. So it's very funny.
I can imagine. Even me that I've seen small money now. I just paid land use charge See the way my mommy was thanking me. Like I said, I've done something mighty. I say, yeah. We'll do this again. But yeah, I understand that, And it's now funny because LIRS, they are now moving. I just saw one email in my this thing talking about tax returns that I thought I've already done before. That I have to go back and check. Okay, I say, all right. Even paying tax is very annoying. Imagine you work for your 30 days. 30 days you've worked. You will now check pay slip. You will now see all your everything. You will now see salary, deductions. I don't even like looking at. It's always on the right hand side, so I'll just cover it. I'll not be looking at this one. I'll be feeling fly, even though I know what has entered my account. We thank God, Sha. And paying taxes is very annoying, but we thank God. Any other person? All right, so let's just go through what you mentioned. Having dependents. Someone said buying groceries. I hear you. I don't like entering market for anything. Even if I marry, it's not like I'll not still find my way to market one of those days. At least, I'm sure the men in the house will say that you've entered market at least, maybe even like 3 times already this year or more. I don't know. But it's all right. So, buying groceries, having dependents. You know the painful part. Now that it's your turn to be rich auntie. That is when the economy now decided, you know what? I'm going to take a deep dive. That is when Tncbc now remember the Milocon is my turn. I'm not going to blame Tncbc for everything. Don't worry. This is not one of those days. Yes, I can understand. That's why I wanted to buy fuel. I entered the fuel station. I budgeted 10,000 naira to fill at least halfway. It will fill the gas halfway. He just told me, how much is the price? He just told me 1,000 watts. 1,000 watts? I never wait to hear the rest. I had to increase it. I bought 15,000. He still didn't fill it to half tank. We thank God. If this work continues, it can hit 2,000 if care is not taken. Don't worry. Lord is in control. Thank God, this amount of strength. Yakubu manage. We thank God. We will survive. Don't worry, that's why I hear this morning. We're here to learn how to survive. We're here to learn how to survive, amongst other things. Granted, we depend on God, but faith without works is dead. And this morning, we're here to learn the works. May God help us as we do so in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much, Rotimi. I also have a little experience when it comes to adulthood. So I grew up in a very, very beautiful town. Very beautiful town, I'm telling you. Don't worry, I will not mention the name. Very beautiful town. And, whenever I visited Lagos then, and I see the overhead bridges, I'm like, these people must have money here, And I had this belief that when I grow up, I'll also be building bridges, I was still very little. And then when I got to university, I already planned my life. After university, there's this car I used to like, Bug. Who knows Bug here? The new version of B2. I think we should know, yes. I used to plan it that car, that I'm 700,000. Then I went to a private school. I was seeing money. Tax this one, tax that one, tax that one. You don't know, say your own, they wait for you. So after school, those channels. So if you are still schooling here, I will advise you, save. Save. After school, you see all those channels, auntie, uncle. It was because I was still a student. They were pumping. So you just see everything just started stopping. When they remove subsidy, just remove subsidy one after the other. And I'm saying that there and there, adulthood dawned on me like, so this is my life now. I have to actually cater for myself. And since that day, I've been encouraging everybody coming behind me, don't come to adult, don't become an adult. Just stay there. Don't stay there. You saw those teenagers that want to run away from home. You will fight with your daddy. Daddy, I'm going out. I don't want to. Why are you monitoring me? You will soon hear it. If I have my way now, which I am not praying, go back to commercial. So, good morning, everyone, once again. And it's a privilege to be here, and I'm to introduce the first guest today. When I saw the first guest, you know, and I pictured him in church, and I'm like, God is great. If I meet him outside, right, and the personality outside, I have not met him outside, but the personality in church with what I have in my front here, well done, sir. That's what I can say, right? It's my honor and privilege to introduce our first speaker today, right? This man is an highly accomplished financial expert and business consultant with over 15 years of experience in providing strategic business and tax solutions for individual and corporate organizations. He's a fellow of several prestigious professional bodies, not limited to, please, I might not be able to list everything, because if I'm to list everything, we might not live here but not limited to. So the one I stopped, just go to his page and read the rest. Not limited to Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CTIN, the Institute of Certified Business Consultants of Nigeria, ICBCN, is also an associate member of BRIPAN and a certified business consultant in Canada. He is a holder of bachelor's degrees in mathematics from the University of Ilorin. He has earned multiple professional certifications, not limited to certified insolvency practitioner, certified forensic accountant, and proficiency in international financial reporting standard. Currently, he serves as the head of consultancy unit at the Institute of Certified Business Consultants of Nigeria, where he continues to contribute significantly to business development and professional training. He's also actively involved in training and delivered numerous papers at over the 15 webinars of Nigeria Tax Act 2025. Mr. Oladejo is widely recognized for his analytical expertise, practical insight, and commitment to empowering business for growth and sustainability. His contribution to the profession have earned him an award of achievement from the Institute of Business Consultants of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I warmly welcome our first speaker of the day, Mr. Aderinko Elliot Oladejo.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm very, very glad to be. You can have your seat. The glory be unto God. I'm very glad to be among you this morning, and I'm glad to be speaking to your topic, Adulting 101. But listen, I have seen two things from the youth of the church, which I want to commend you on for. First of all, I want to commend the youth president, Mr. Morakeyo, for your good planning strategy. He has informed me these programs in January. At any time, me and him cross in the church, he will say, have you not forgotten? I say, yeah, thank you for that. You know, it's not good for somebody to do something and you are never in 2 weeks' time, 1 week's time. You don't remind the schedule of that person. Keep it up. Then one good thing that I've seen in the youth of the church is that you start your program on time. You say 10 and you come by 10. I will give you personal testimony before we go into that. You see, you said 10. When I came here, sometime quarter or 20 to 10, I still met some of you there. Keep it up. I will give you a testimony. So that I want you to keep it. I want you to imbibe these things into your system. Don't say the program will start by 10. You now start on by 10 minutes to 10. And you are now rushing. You now say go slowly. Go slow. My house is there. I've left around 10:30. I've left around quarter after 9. Now let me give you this testimony before we go, because it's a practical life I want to share before we go into the lecture. So somebody introduced me to this client. They are in the Shura shopping complex. There more than 10 years ago. They said we should meet by 9. And I got there maybe quarter to 9. And then I was living in Ifako-Ijaiye. Oh, and they are South African people, not Nigeria. I said, oh, Mr. Elliot, you are the first Nigerian that will keep to time. And I got the job. Please, imbibe it. When they say program is 10, I'm commenting that you start by 10. Exactly that one. Don't say we are waiting for people. When you are invited for an interview, I say, be Kejani now. No, 15 minutes. You don't know what you meet on the road. I left my home, 10:30. My car can refuse to tap. I find alternative to go. Don't worry, we are going to Tax 101. I was invited for a Fiji at UBC just last week, Friday, my Friday of Lama. The program started by 11. I left after 10. I wanted to share something. By the time I want to get to my car, somebody blocked my car. I couldn't go out. So if I say now 10 minutes to Otubu, I will not be able to make. So please keep it up. Youth, always keep to time. Work on time. So how we start? I am not a digital person. Come and teach me how to move this. So we are going to Tax 101. Are you ready to play this? Okay. Right, okay. Okay. Taxes and real life, a practical guide for the youth. I would like to start this training. As I was having 35 minutes, but I'll make sure I make sure. I would like to start this training by a popular quote from Dave Ramsey. It says, taxes are a fact of life. You cannot avoid them, but you can plan for them. According to Margaret too, it's also death, life, and taxes. All of them, they are important. So taxes are part of it. Somebody mentioned bill the other time. Taxes are part of things that you have to pay it. You have to pay it. Like my brother, when he was introducing, he said when he came to Lagos that time, he will see bridge. And I said, wow, how can I be in this Lagos now? It is not in Lagos now. Taxes, monies are used to be that. The lesson now come introduction, definition of taxes, registration company. I will move on, don't worry, because of time. Okay. What are our learning outcomes? At the end of this training, participants should be able to understand the definition of tax and reason why government collect taxes, their role as employees and as a business owners, identify taxes they are likely to pay as youth, how to register and comply after registration, the general overview of the new Nigerian tax, which you do not ask me to do, but I put it there. Then adopt compliance strategies such as proper record keeping, digital filing to minimize tax penalty. The expectations of the youth should have in order to maximize their business in Nigerian tax reform for themselves. Okay. What is tax? We all know it. Most of us we have done tax 101 in our school under our general study. Tax is a compulsory levy. I want you to listen here. Tax is a compulsory levy imposed by the government on individual, persons, business, or legal tax entities to raise revenue for governing the nation. Tax is a compulsory levy imposed on individual, by government, on businesses, or legal entity to raise revenue for governing the nation. When my deacon Adekoje was talking, he was talking that maybe when you are signing, you are receiving your employment letter, they will say 300,000, but at the end of the day, you are going home with 249,000. Where that the difference goes? It is tax money. So there is a tax that is levied on individual and corporate. Now that is for an employee. Now the employer too has his own business. I know my general secretary. My general secretary is also doing a fantastic work. I really appreciate it. Let me commend the way I need to be commended. You know, I was doing something for the church, and he was giving me information on time, real life. Oh, I said, wow, I'm very impressed. There are some, they will wait for the next week. So keep it up. This is how I want our youth to be working when they are in Nevada. So an individual and have a business on an organization. At the end of the year, the auditor, they will come, they will say you make this, at the end you pay corporate tax on it. We will get to that. Why government collect taxes? Well, we all know. One, to provide social infrastructure, e.g. road, hospital, schools. You know, 10 years ago, that bridge in Agege was not there. It is government money that they used to do that. To provide security for the people, to secure life, and also to fund youth programs and empowerment. I want us to let us know that some governments are funding some youth empowerment program, and it's through this tax money and so many other things that the government use the money for. Type of taxes, listen carefully. Majorly, there are taxes can be categorized into two categories. We have what we call direct taxes, and also what we call indirect taxes. The direct taxes are the taxes that you bear the brunt by yourself. You feel the pain, like I use making that the salary, the package is 300K. At the end of the day, he went home with 349,000. So he felt the body. He said he did not want to look at that side at all. That is the body. He felt the body. Me that's supposed to go home with 300. So that is direct taxes. And there are some taxes that belong to that group. We have personal income tax in that wise. We have corporate income tax in that, company income tax in that wise. We have capital gain tax in that act. And we have demand levy, petroleum tax, and all the rest in that category. So we can now say tax can be divided into two. We have the one that is direct, that you feel the impact, you feel the burden. And most of them is employee and employer relationship. We are going there. Then we have indirect taxes. The indirect taxes are taxes that you pay unknowingly without feeling the pain. What's your name? Mayowa. Mayowa just go to Tasty now. Give me one salad there. Give me one chicken pie. He just paid the money and went away. He did not feel the body at all. So these are the type of taxes that you do not feel the body, but you pay it generally without knowing. So example of them is value-added tax. Example of them is the custom duties you are paying. For example, my general secretary is importing a Toyota Corolla from abroad now. Immediately say, you get to the airport, they say, pay custom duty. You don't even worry. You will not even complain. But if you ever come and pay tax, finally. So these are the taxes. We have mentioned where each of them belong to. So indirect taxes are taxes that are imposed on commodities before they reach the consumer and are paid by those upon whom the for the value-added tax, stamp duty. You want to rent an office, let's sign an agreement. You want to sign a contract, you pay stamp duty. You don't feel it because you are after the contract. Oh, you want to get 100 million naira contract, and then I say go and pay stamp duty of 1.5 million. You don't even bother. You don't complain about that. But if now your own personal one, now say, hey, this one is too much. So these are the direct taxes. They are paid alongside the price of the commodity you want to buy. Let's move on. Now, the crux of the matter we are now going. We have what we call personal income tax. I'm not going to the different types of tax that youth pay. Not even the youth that pay them, even everybody pay them. One is what we call personal income tax. This is a tax that's imposed on individuals who are either in employment or are running their own business under a partnership or a business name. Let me pause here. Adekoje says it's working somewhere. So it is the duty of his employer to compute the tax and pay the tax. So he's paying personal income tax. But if now I have Mayowa Enterprises now, you know Mayowa Enterprises is not a limited company. It's an individual business name. So the law did not allow you to be pay as you earn. You know, Adekoje is paying as you earn. At the end of the month, Abi, at the end of the month, they are deducting 49,500, 49,000. But Mayowa Enterprises now is a business name. It's different from Mayowa Adeniko. It's not on payee. So Mayowa Enterprises will now wait till the end of the year. Are you getting me now? Mayowa Enterprises will now wait till the end of the year. Assuming he makes 50 million naira, he bought goods 45 million naira, will now compute what now remain at his net profit. Let me use that language. As his net profit, we will now say, we will now compute tax on that. Mayowa will now go and pay his tax on or before 31st of March. Do you see the difference now? Mayowa Enterprises, know there's a person behind Mayowa Enterprises. That's Mayowa Adeniko. Abi? So Mayowa Adeniko will not be paying on monthly basis. But Adekoje will be paying on monthly basis. But Adekoje is working under Mayowa Enterprises. Do you get me now? So Adekoje is on pay as you earn. As you collect every month, you pay. As you collect every month. But Mayowa Enterprises will not do that. He will wait January, February. So the law now gives him that from January 1 to December 2025, before March 31st, go and pay. I think you can see the difference between individual as an employee and individual as a business owner. So the two are under pay as you earn. Do you get it? I don't want to mix this up because we are going to another level now. They are under pay as you earn. Now, Adekoje is under pay as you earn. Now, Mayowa Enterprises now, which is Mayowa Adeniko, Mr., is now under direct assessment system. Are we clear with that? Now, so that we have type of pay as you earn, one direct assessment, which I've explained. Somebody that is working, they compute your tax and they pay. Let me tell us that the churches don't pay tax, but the staff of the church, they pay tax. Okay? Now, what are the components of income? Let me explain this. We have salaries and wages. We have allowance, housing, transport, bonuses and commission, benefit in kind. What do you mean by benefit in? We call it perquisite or benefit in kind. For example, let me use Adekoje as an example. You know, it's working somewhere. It's working under Mayowa Enterprises. Now, they now say, okay, you are hardworking, you are fantastic, you are the head of logistics, you are the head of this. We give you official car. Okay? So they now, at the end of the year, when they bought the car, don't mean the car is 20 million naira, they will now find 5% of that 20 million naira car. They will add it as part of his additional income. That benefits in car. It cannot be a car or two. If they get him a house, if you get him a driver, if you get him a steward, you know, some big company, they do that. So you now calculate 5% of that as his additional income because he's using the car, he's using the house, he's using the driver. So that's what we call simply benefit in kind. And like I said, direct assessment, I've mentioned that. Mayowa Enterprises, now Mayowa Adeniko, will now file his tax return before 35. If you see some of us, Lagos State must be rating us, come and file before 31st. Then, now, another type of tax, you know I've mentioned one now, personal income tax. The second one is now we call company income tax. Now, let's now leave Mayowa Enterprises now. Let's go to Morakinyo International Global Limited. You know, so Morakinyo, let me know. You know, another thing when you are forming your company name, don't localize. Don't worry, I will digress. I'm a business consultant. Don't use local name. Like I use Morakinyo now. Morakinyo, an Igbo man will find it difficult to pronounce. Abi, when you want to deal internationally, In Igbo people, we find it to pronounce Morakenyo. But when we say Morak International Global Limited, so people can, but I'm giving you a name, better go and go incorporate that. You can say Morak International Global Limited. Like me now, where you have, my company name is Eliotard. Is Elliot Adeniko. I just remove Adeniko there. So everybody can pronounce Eliotard. There's an important thing that, let me tell you. There's a business in Nigeria, a bureau in Nigeria. Even Migantimolo School, I find it difficult to pronounce. Santa Suberu. Pastor said, I want, it's very difficult for you to pronounce. They have collapsed like something. Very difficult for now. Me, I don't, in fact, because I went to modern school and community grammar school. It's the people that went to grammar school, call them from them so that they, it's even all called Galeno, Sunset Brown. So now, let's say we now say Morak International Limited or Global Limited. This is a company. Although it too is a company, Abi, Morak, Abayowa Interb is a company, but there's a category that's better on the legislation. So now, company income tax is a tax imposed on the profit of incorporated companies in Nigeria. Nigeria Tax Act 2025 imposes company income tax on profit that derive in Nigeria or brought into Nigeria or accrued in Nigeria. So what we are now saying, Morak International Limited, we now wait till the end of the year. Assuming he make 125 million naira, he bought wire to do his electrical work, we have God's property. From there he pays salary. From there he pay rent. From there he pay NEPA. What now the name will now be profit before tax. We now compute tax. He will now go and pay that company income tax to the government. So that is what we mean by company income tax. So what we are saying, the first type of taxes we have personal income tax, which belongs to individual and enterprises. Then we have company income tax, which belongs to the company. Then there's what we call Nigerian residents and non-resident rule. Before the Act 2025, Nigerian Reform Act, we discovered that we are cheating ourselves in the country. This is another course entirely, but let me just. There are what we call formerly before 2025, we only tax company that is incorporated in Nigeria. But the new tax Act 2025 now said no. There are some companies that are not based in Nigeria, but they have significant economic presence in Nigeria. So therefore, you should pay tax. Google. Google don't have office in Lekki or anywhere, but it's deriving a lot of income from Nigeria. And some other company, Toklis and other, they don't have a tax base in Nigeria, permanent establishment in Nigeria. But to the new law now said, no, we are going to be taxing you now. What we'll be doing now is that any income you derive from our Nigeria country, we are going to pay tax on it. And in the old law, we are not taxing digital economy. Digital economy now has been embedded in our economy. So if you are doing online business, it's a cheating for your name of the company. Mayowa Enterprises. You just see my GS. We just be pressing phone, doing cryptocurrency, give Bitcoin, and we'll be making money and not paying tax. The new law said no. In this new law, all those that are doing digital online businesses, you need to be taxed. So that how do we get there? We get there. So I don't want to digress too much, but I'm going to speak. So we have taxable income, we have Nigeria income, Nigeria resident income. This is, in the old law, it's also they say only company that is resident in the country. What of me now staying in Canada and I'm doing business in Nigeria? The law say no, you should pay tax on your non-resident income. Because of time, let's go on. Now, there's another one tax which is called withholding tax. This is an advance payment of income tax deductible at source as specified transaction. The relevant provisions are company income tax, personal income tax, petroleum income tax, and other. Let me explain this one. Let me use my GS as an example because I want it to be practical as an example. For example, now, I render a tax consultancy service to his company. What's the name of your company? Tell us. Electron, okay. Kenevit One, okay. Now, I am doing a vertible service. Listen to me carefully. Now, assuming it's 1 million naira, I will add VAT as 7.5 to it. I will give him an invoice. Maybe it's now 1,075,000. Are you getting me now? He will collect the invoice. I want to listen. He will collect the invoice. He will now tell me, Oga Elitad, please, the law has empowered me to withhold. On my 1 million naira transaction, he will now charge either 5%, depending upon the nature of the contract, or 10% on 1 million, or not 1.5 million naira I gave to him. Do you get what I'm saying now? So because we do have many people get it are confused. So he will now withhold, let's say 5%, maybe 50,000. So he will now withhold. He will now pay me my 950 plus my 75,000. To you, it means it seems as if he has cheated me. No, it is advance payment. Now, at the end of the year, let's say I am Morak International Global Limited. When you now want to pay tax, maybe of 75,000, Morak will now say, Oga, tax people, I did a job with this company, and they have withhold 50,000 from me. You will just less that 50,000, you will not pay. It's an advance payment. And it's a means to tell us, to let you know that you have not under disclosed your income. Do you get this area is very tricky. It's an advance payment which you can use to reduce your tax liability. It's an advance payment. And also apply to your own company too. But we are going to use it for an enterprise. Then the other one which I want to talk is that withholding tax can be used as a tax credit against income as tax liability in Nigeria. We have what we call value-added tax. I've explained that. The value-added tax is chargeable on the supply of goods and services in Nigeria and other related something. Then we have the value-added tax at 7.5%. 7.5%. Okay, let's go on. I will see. Okay, we have capital gain tax. Capital gain tax, these are taxes paid when you sell your asset, e.g. your land, e.g. your crypto, your shares, your winning, your prices, digital assets, whenever you make a start. Now, under this one, I want to explain there are two categories. It can be a company, it can be an individual. If it is a company, okay, we will subject you to 30% of the gain. Let me just explain. You sell maybe your land or your motor, 300,000. All the expenses you incur in selling it, you less it. What now remaining, you just pay 30%. It has now increased to 30%. In the old law, it's 10%. Well, if it's an individual, Mr. Adeleko, you just pay based on the rate. Then, now, let me tell us this. As many of us that have youth. Now, let me give us, you see, it is better you incorporate a company. If you incorporate if you are operating if you do not incorporate a company and you are doing business, you are doing illegal business. Write it down one down. If Morak is doing a business, selling something to me in the name of Morak, is doing illegal business. Let Morak International Global go and register with CAC. I will advise go and register for enterprises. If you are too big, go and register for limited. So please don't do any business without formalizing. I think one of the things that this new tax law is saying, go and formalize your business. I will get there when we get there. So go, don't worry. If you have good tax planning in place, they are not taxing your money. The government cannot say 10 million naira, come bring them. Do as a child of God, formalize your business. Go and register a simple business and be having your way. So the law now says that if you incorporate a company, within 18 months, you must go and register with FRS, or 6 months, anyone that is you want. Now, if you are in an existing month, you must make sure you file your returns within 6 months after your accounting year end. There's a deadline for everything. If you are a company, let me tell you one of the advantages of enterprises. You know, your Mayowa Enterprises. Mayowa Enterprises is very simple for everyone for now, especially if you are working. Mayowa Enterprises is very simple. You don't need to file annual return at all. You don't need to pay income tax at all. You only need to pay direct taxes. But for Morak International Global Limited, you need to file at the end of every month. What he needs to be, Mayowa needs to be doing is that he must be filing his VAT returns every month. And the new law says that if you are less than 100 million, don't come and pay any tax. Even if you are less than 100 million naira in a year, you don't need to, but you have to register. Don't forget, you have to register. You register with CAC to get number. You register for TIN. Okay, after you're getting your TIN, you make 78 million naira, 99 million naira. The law says don't come and pay tax. You are my brother and sister. I may go take 100 million naira, but I'm not in better sell. You take 100 million naira. 100 million is not a joke. I never read that to you now. Do you know what I'm saying now? So the law is saying that, you have to see me. The law is saying that if you don't make up to 100, last year it was 25 million naira. But now they have now increased it to 100 million naira. Not profit. So that's why I'm emphasizing that. 10 naira, 50 naira, 50 million naira. The law says if you don't make up to 100 million naira, based on today's new law, don't come and even come not, but do the normal registration. Don't come and pay tax. But by tomorrow, you now cross 100 million naira. You now started again. You can say now, last year, by today, and try the year. If the law even, that's why the beauty of this law. Even at all you make profit in your 78 million naira, the law says don't come to me. Do you get it? This new tax law did not want to tax property. They want the SMS to grow. And I thank the youth for organizing this thing for us. For us. So don't be afraid of tax. That's what I want to, the comfort zone for us now. Don't be afraid. Do the normal thing. Even as a child of God, do things what? Normally. Register your company. Register with your tax authority and do your business. But immediately you now cross 100 million naira, you need to be doing the needful. So you need to file. Immediately you incorporate your company. And the reason I'm putting this one there is that if you don't file, if the law catches you, you will pay for it. That one penalty will now continue. When we get to the penalty section, you will see that the new law put heavy penalty on that. Let me get it clear now so that you don't get confused. You know Morak Nigeria Limited? Okay? Yes. The law says if it is not up to 100 million, he should not pay tax. Abi? Assuming he make 92 million naira in the year 2026, he will go and file, but he will not pay anything. I think you are getting the difference now. So that I don't want to get. One of our deacons talk about 100 million, but he will go and what? And file. If I go, he made 8 million naira in a year, he will file. He will just not pay anything. How do you get the? He's filing the amount. He's not paying anything. That's all. So the difference between paying and filing. Mayowa don't need to see them at all. He will not file anything. He will not file, he will not pay income tax, but he will pay under direct assessment. But if it's invertible and it's above 100 million naira, you now begin to fight for fast. I think you are getting the that one I'm taking time to explain. Let's move on. Then, obligations of the taxpayer, that's you must register your company. Like I told you, go and register. Don't be afraid. Any company you are doing that you don't register is illegal. You register with CAC, you register with Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigerian Revenue Service, and State Revenue to get what you call tax ID. I will get there. I've talked about filing, then reporting. I've talked about this, that you must file your company, then you must pay accordingly when it's time. Then, benefits of tax compliance. Well, if you are tax compliance, what are the things that you need to enjoy, that will enjoy? Well, you will be able to source for fund, you will be able to get tax clearance, and be able to bid for government job. It's a cost-saving strategy, because if they catch you that you file on time or not do your registration on time, it can amount to a big amount of penalty that you can do. So you can use to effectively manage your control. There's a good reputation if you are doing your business correctly. Then there are so many opportunities. Good tax compliance can give organizations accessibility to tax incentives and credit from government. Then you are compliance with OECD, international standard. Now, quotes. Now, this is the end of course 101, according to the guideline given to me. But let me just give a gift of just 5-10 minutes to just give you. My time is up. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. 8 minutes more. Okay, let me go. Okay. Now, there's a new tax reform. I finished for course 101. I just used 7 minutes more. Our good business anticipate change, but good men position themselves to try because of it. There's a change in the new tax system. You, as a youth, you must make sure you anticipate the change and adapt to it. Quickly, there is a new tax reform. It talks about Nigerian Tax Act, Nigerian Tax Administration Act, Joint Revenue Board Act, and Nigerian Revenue Service Act. There's no more FRA. They are now called Nigerian Revenue Service Act. Don't worry, I'm just sorting. The Nigerian Tax 2025 is not just a compliance law. It is a business survival and growth strategy. Youth that understand it will scale with confidence, while those that ignore it will struggle with penalties and interest and cash flow pressure. I will drop this slide for you to read at the end. If you have any personal contact, you will see it there. But I want to see something. I've talked about this Nigerian small company, that a small company is a company. In the old law, there was no definition of a company, of a small company. But we are not considering that a small company is a company that its turnover is less than 100 million naira and its asset less than 250 million. Under that one, you are paying zero tax, not nil tax, zero tax. Then a large company is a company that's above 100 million naira. I've talked about resident, personal income. Another thing here, the new law says that if you are earning less than 800,000 in a year, don't pay tax. Like I used my brother Adekoje. If his salary per month is 70,000, 70,000 times 12 is not up to 800. The law says don't pay tax. The new tax law do not want to tax the poor people. They want our youth to go home with money so that they want to go and marry. But no more of them here. Now you trust me now. More of they are going to file at the end of the year. This company will put their name there. Most of them, they don't want to go. So that's now because they want the money cannot take home. Adekoje, where are you? Where is he? Adekoje. So the law now says, if you are earning less than 800,000 a year, don't come and pay anything. Go home so that you can go and use your money to rent house and guess. We have resident and non-resident rule. I've mentioned that. There's a place I'm going. Yeah, this is a rate to pay. I would have loved to pay. Then all our tax have been harmonized. In the old law, we have education tax, security tax, cyber security tax, education tax, all tax. Everything have been settled into the 4% development levy. Let me rush. Chargeable gain, economic, then fat, you can go and read that one. You can go and read that one. Yes, the good that are accepted from VAT, this for you. You want to do additional work on it. Okay. Nigeria time is not a threat, but a gold mine. It's a gold mine of opportunities for the youth. Then another thing I want us to mention here, I've mentioned that every one of us that are here, you must get tax ID. So individually or your company, you must get IC. What the benefit of that IC is for you to get job and to do job. Now, another thing I want us to let us know that if you are a corporate organization and there's a 250 million naira inflow into your bank statement, within 1 month, the bank will report you for a tax purpose. For example now, for an individual, if 50 million naira enter into Mr. Morakinyo, the youth president, they will report him to the Lagos State Internal Revenue Service. They are just reporting. The bank will just report you so that you cannot run away from a tax. It's a lot. I can speak more on that, but I want us to see financial institution, tax refund. You can enjoy your family. There's also what we call fast fiscalization and all the rest. There are a lot of offenses there. Go and read them. Because of time, I would have loved to speak to them. You know, this I said is outside the syllabus. Now, many of us, we are doing online business. Hello? As many of us that are doing online business, go and register your business. I know many of us here, we like phone and we are buying and selling online. So go and register, go and formalize it. The law says, if you register that online business, you don't make up to 100 million naira, don't come and pay tax. Don't come at all. But register. Because if you don't register and they catch you, there's going to be a very, it's online, you can't run away from them. They are seeing you. You are selling goods online. People are seeing you. They just look at the name, Morak International Limited. No TIN number, no anything number. And say, no. They find me. Either they will seize your account or whatever. They find me of getting you. Now, there's what we call fast fiscalization system. I have 2 minutes more, but I'm not. Time gone go. Can you give me extra 5 minutes? I want to see the opportunity for the youth. Let me just keep all this one. Okay. The opportunities that the youth have inside this law. It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry. Okay. What are the opportunities that in this Nigerian tax law? Then I round up. Now, the Nigerian tax reform 2020 encourage small business to go and do their business. Like I said, that 25 million naira. Youth can start their own digital marketing online business without anyone. You can go and do some job. The reason I'm going here is this. Many of us, we are working. We are working. But what we are taking home cannot even take us to our house. Correct? So, do your own leisure time. You can do your online business and you'll be making money. It doesn't affect your work. I cannot encourage you to do something that will affect your work. Okay? But like this Saturday now, you are doing nothing. You are not in the office. You can do online business. Because the new law even promotes remote workers. You know, we have remote workers that they don't just work remotely from your house and you are getting paid. I've seen somebody that's doing remote job. Because that's why the reason why I'm going to this line. I want our youth to be practical, to look at these things that God has given us. You are making hell. I can see somebody, what Nigerian company is paying him, is earning ×2 because he's collecting $4,000 in a month. You just work remotely. Please, let's use this advantage. It doesn't, so far you will manage your time that doesn't disturb your normal office work. What I will not encourage as a child of God, during my own office hour, you are using it to your time to do it. You get what I'm saying now? So this law encourage that one. Digital economy, small enterprises, no SME. Because the reason why the government put that, they want more SMEs, and the more SMEs, yeah. Okay. Then You can become tax professional. You can register business online. You know, they are what we call, in CAs, they are what we call post and pre-incorporation. If you are good at using your this phone, you can be a registered company for people online with CAC. And you'll be getting money. But the only thing you cannot do post-incorporation. It is not then you will have to come to us. Do you get what I'm saying now? Oh, I can just go, Mr. Morak, Ejo, Mofese, register business, register. You get little money, 5,000. Before Madam just say, Daddy, I need 2,000. You give him 5,000. You know women now. They like them. If you give them more than what to us. But I told them today, baby, change him. Okay, something is going. You did not know that the business you did. No, you did. And this is why I want to emphasize this area. You can do that. It is only when you have registered after, they now go to people that are licensed CACs to come and change something there. But all of us, you can do that. These are the opportunities that you can do. And if you are good at software, you can do that you have. You can help people file and be getting money. So fintech and tax technology, we have financial literacy. You have to, you see, I don't want you to narrow yourself. I read engineering. Now engineering you will read. No. I read a lot. Something that doesn't concern me. I read a lot. I know that I've been signaling that license off. Okay. The fintech and tax technology. Youth can develop a tax technology platform. You can develop apps for tax calculation, digital accounting, and all the rest of it. The new tax laws are not against you. Hello? The youth of the new government teacher. The new tax laws are not against you. They are an opportunity to rise, build, and make impact on Nigeria economy. Nigerian youth should not fear tax. They should understand it, plan around it, and use the opportunity in the reform to build wealth and create jobs. Conclusion: tax knowledge is not only for accountants. In today's economy, understanding it can become a business opportunity, professions, and a pathway to your financial literacy. I heard with this quote, Margaret Mitchell. He said that debt, taxes, and childbirth, there is no any convenient time for them. So you have to manage your time. Thank you. Question and answer. If you need me for another task 402, I'm available. You know I rushed that one. Okay? Thank you very much. Any question, any confusion so that clear before we go? Yes, question.
So, there's actually two questions. The first one, I work.
Okay.
And I also have a business.
Good.
And I have the tax ID, a personal one.
Correct.
I need to open and down for my business.
Yes. For your business now, you need to go to FRS and go and get your tax ID.
So I will have two tax
You have personal one.
Yes.
That one belongs to Lagos State.
Okay.
This one, your company, your name?
Eniolua
Enterprises Global International Marketing Company. So you now go to tax office, either Agege, you now go and get your TIN number. Don't be afraid. The law is good for now. If you don't get 100 million naira, don't worry, but do the right thing. Last year it was 25 million naira. Have increased. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want, yes. For now, 100 million naira, it's not easy to get 100 million naira. Unless people you are getting contract from government and So, okay, now, okay.
Yes, my second question. So, my company...
If you have any addition, you can... Hold on.
My company files my taxes for me every month. Every month.
Okay.
But then now they say that we should do our own personally. I don't know. Is that the new? Does the new law covers that?
Yes.
What your company file their own, and I also file my own.
The company has filed your
whole
own
year, for
from
last
Jan
year.
for last year.
Yes.
So if you now want to get your personal tax clearance, you can just go online and get it done. But
Okay.
I will get across to you on that. I think
Okay.
that what they are just saying. So you don't need to do anything. They just want to ascertain that you are paid. So now for you to get tax clearance. But it's only tax people that can do that. But I don't know whether individual can. Okay, yes. Contribution. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this exposition. I just want to explain some things to her. She asked a question that she has her own personal ID,
Okay.
and she also
Has a business.
company. Two ways. Is the company a limited liability or a business name? So if it's a business name, you pay tax on the profit you make from that business.
Good. Yes.
So your office pay tax for you from
Okay.
your salary.
Okay.
But from the profit from that business, you pay tax.
Okay.
So you ask your second question. Hold on, wait. You ask a second question that they're asking you to come and file your returns. The reason why they're asking you to file return is the income disclosed by your office is income and tax from your office.
Yes.
The one you make personally, you need to disclose it. So you have a global income. So that's why it's defined as income from trade, business, and employment.
Okay.
So that's what, before we are not in that system. But it's now that we are in the system, it's becoming harder. Other people that work for themselves don't disclose. I only work for AAA company.
Okay.
They fight.
Okay.
So government is saying no. File your global income.
Yes.
So if you don't earn any income, just go to your portal, just press OK. So the income from your company will file for you automatically. But if you earn other income, there is a space that you add income from any other international enterprise.
Okay.
So that's your global income. So pay your taxes.
I will pay tax on my business. What
Are
if I have not reached 100 million?
Don't miss it. 100 million, everybody is saying, is for company.
Income for company.
You are an individual. You earn fee from me. At the end of the year, you add everything, you minus your expenses. You have 10 naira. 10 naira is your profit. You pay tax on the profit. But if you are a limited liability company, is the cap of the 100 million they are trying to explain. But there is also a condition. I tell people 100 million, 100 million. If you have 100 million profit, revenue, you are hiding under that one, and you have assets of 250 million, you will pay tax.
Thank you, my brother. I think you get what he's saying. Yes. You cannot hide. So you are having two sources of income now. You are having income from Morakiyo, Global International Meet. Are you getting now? So it's a very important key thing. See, he's earning, he's doing his normal business that's bringing income. You will pay tax on it. Okay, yeah. Your question. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir, for. So now I'm confused because.
He said he's confused. But I thought he said he's confused. Let us listen to his confusion.
This question, to Enioluwa's question, got me a bit confused. Now, Enioluwa asked the question about, she's a salary earner.
Good.
She has a business, right?
Yes.
And is she supposed to register, get a team separately for the business?
Correct.
And you mentioned about how she needs to file after the employee or the employer rather has filed her tax or her taxes for the year. She needs to also, remit and say, and I know I have opened that portal. You would add whether your salary, the trade, the everything. Yes. So there's that part where you enter other incomes you are earning.
Yes.
Right. So after I've entered that, do I still need to file for my business separately? That's my personal.
If you are an enterprise,
I have filed my employer, I filed my personal also extend sir, and all that. Do I still need to go and file again for that business based on personal income?
Okay. Let me answer him. You don't need that one again.
Okay. The pay ID you have, it is two types. There's someone, some are N. N means individual. I'm talking of business name before we go to limited. So let me start. N is individual, C is company. From your employer, you have N, go and check your number, you have N hyphen. If you have a company that is a business name, you will have C. You will register that with Lagos State Internal Revenue. That is C. After that one, when income from the C, you account for it yourself. The N from your employer, don't worry, they will sort that out. And they must file return before January 31. But from the C, you must file before March 31, which is next week. So what the law is saying is, add your total income. When you add your total income, the C has been paid, the N has been paid by your employer. Is the C portion you are expected to pay because you have other income. Under C,
yes,
you are not doing anything, but both would have dropped in your pay because it's the same BVN that track the two together. So if you open your portal, I did my laptop would have experiment one would have dropped, which is the one your company has filed. But the other one wouldn't have dropped. It's you that is expected to put it yourself.
You don't need.
So you just need to go and press OK. If you don't do that, you will pay 100,000 per month.
Those are the penalties that are skipped. No. It's beautiful. Only you don't. You know, guys, what he's saying, for example, now, my sister, you are working with Maiwa Enterprises Limited, and he has deducted your tax, and he has paid. God. Now, I have my laptop here, but I don't know. GBD, I don't know. So, can you?
I don't know. There's one discussion I don't need to show you. See, this is someone. So can you see the ones the company file has entered, has dropped personal home? This is the one the company file for her. So if she's having other business, the other business will drop on this side too. She has been working.
You now click. Yes. That's your global income. Yes. But if you don't have any other business, doesn't have a business, you don't need to worry yourself. Good.
Income I am earning or the tax that is deductible from my income. They deduct it, but they did not disclose to the government accurately. What happens? Am I the one that will be penalized, or is my company?
No, you are not the one to be penalized.
I don't have anything.
You don't have anything. You know, let me tell you what your employer is doing. My sister, let me tell you what your employer is doing. Your employer did not want you to pay every tax. That's why they are doing that for you. They do not want to pay. For example, you are earning maybe 100,000. So the employer now say for tax purpose, they are disclosing 40,000 for you. The remaining 60,000 is off the payroll. They know how to pay you.
But you're sending it to my account. Oh, the government.
No. What doesn't concern you. Okay.
So I've not asked my question.
Okay, your question.
Sir, what you are telling us is personal income tax for people that don't have a job.
Okay.
And we have savings accounts. Why should we pay tax?
No.
And so, I'm sorry, sir. And what if some people are so blessed that people like okay, let me just send this to your account. Why should we pay VAT for it, sir? And does VAT also apply for international accounts in Nigerian banks too,
Okay.
Nigerian commercial banks?
Okay.
Like maybe USD accounts and all. Does it apply to that?
Okay.
That is not a business account.
Okay. Okay, students don't pay tax. Let's take that note because they are not earning income. Students don't pay tax because it's not an income to you. I mean, now you talk about VAT. VAT did not recognize anybody, whether students, whether now you walk. Now you walk to Mr. Biggs to go and buy. Now you walk to Mr. Biggs to go and buy. So it doesn't say you are student, I'm 13, I'm 10. No, you have to pay that. Now, this is a question, the Ronald question that people have been having. Any money that comes to your hand, they will tax. No, they can't tax any money that comes to your hand. Now, there's what we call taxable person. Taxable person is a person that is doing business. For example, I transfer money to grandma, my mother-in-law, grandma. It's not doing business. They can't tax him. And that's why since January I've started now, have they been taxing you? Has money have not been coming to your account? No. They don't want to kill the law then, but we thank God the law has survived. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, it's not, government cannot be taxing money that comes to your account. But let there be narration for the money that comes to your account. Okay? Okay, quickly.
Is doing all these tax reforms for our benefits. Good. What if it goes all right? Like, for example, what if the economy, like America now, they are experiencing a Great Depression or something, and it's because of they pay on everything that you use in America. You pay tax for lights, you pay tax for everything. So if things turn all right for us now, what's the guarantee that the government will not maybe like tone down on this tax whatever, so that our economy can boom again?
You know what? What brought this reform?
Like America.
You know what brought this reform was that our whole law was archaic. There are multiple taxes going on. Everything has been harmonized now. And through the new fiscal policy that's coming out, you will discover that we will enjoy this tax law by 2027 when we now begin to reap the benefits of it. Don't be relaxed. We are going to
reap the benefits now.
Huh? Yeah. You
we are not reaping the benefits.
Oh, yeah, your question. Good morning.
My question might sound different.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. So the first one is talking about tax. I asked someone that, okay, now when we are talking about tax from salary, when we see the gross, we have the breakdown, then we have the salary itself. Even when we are paying tithe, we pay the 10%.
Okay.
So why is this?
Thank God I have pastor. Yeah, pastor.
Why is government now, taking the tax from the old gross salary? That's the first question. The second question, I was telling one of the finance officer in my company that, okay, instead of all these allowances that you are debiting, you are removing the taxes from, can't we swap it and change the name to bonuses? Then she told me something that government will trace it back and it will backfire on the company. So I said, okay. Then my question here is, why is it that it is the gross salary and not the main salary from the gross salary the government is taking the tax from? That's the first one. The second one now, if you consider the advanced country or a country where the system is working.
Correct.
Now, we know that they can easily trace what they are using that.
We are getting there, Nigeria. We are getting there.
Getting there because I must be sincere. When you see, in my company, they pay the salary on the 27, they pay salary. We didn't get, January, we didn't get salary 26, 27. Okay, we are like, okay, calm down. Then 29, we are on our way. Then they drop the bomb. Bah! Then everybody calm down. Then the following day, which happens to be Friday, then we are not discussing that, okay, this salary now, because to trace the purpose of these taxes in Nigeria might be difficult. And I was telling someone that, can't we be using the tax? We should know the amount they want to deduct. Then we should use it in our community. Because, okay, like places like Ibadan, I'm coming from now, there are some, the taxes they remove from my salary can pay like at least 2 people from my community in Ibadan. Okay. And I can say, can't we use it for community development? Then we find that, okay, this is what we use this tax money to do. Then we find it to the government.
That's the purpose of the tax. Let me give Brother Toyese to answer. Get your question. Let Brother Toyese add to it.
The first question you are talking about, Pastor, is anyway about tithe and why your tithe. It's because of the level we are in Nigeria. I have the opportunity to do some international taxes. In UK, if you are paying your tithe, it's a relief to you when you are filing your returns. Because your tithe is like a community development service. So it's expected that your church prepare the returns that, oh, Mrs. Moyake, you filed 10,000 naira as tithe for last year. They will send it to HMRC. So HMRC will now deduct that tithe for you at the end of the year, and they will send refund to your house. But it's because of the system we have. We just need to live with it. And you ask another question that your tax for community service, it is practicable in Nigeria. Let me give you an example. You would have seen MTN constructing roads, see all those companies.
Dangote.
That my two apapa is an agreement with government that, okay, fine. Can I use my tax to construct road for you? At the end of the year, we reconcile. The Finance Act have cancelled it this year, though, because there is always a cheat in everything. So it's possible, but why don't you see it as, oh, I'm paying government? You forget about administration. Let's just be hopeful that they will administer it very well. But this 2026 and 2027 we are going to, we all benefit. We pray that we'll benefit the effect of these changes in tax law. That's the truth.
Now, one thing I want to assure you, because the new tax reform will be so transparent to the extent that how the money comes, how the money is being spent will be seen by us. Now, I want us to be very keen. We are now going transparencies and honesties. You can question because everything is online. Now, let me give you this short gist. Let me give you just this. In my first training that I did with NASI, they invited the FRS tax controller of the station. That company, they are paying 25 million naira as a tax. Now the new reform brought what we call VAT fiscalization system. That is, they will come to your organization. I've not touched that. They will come to your organization in your QuickBook. They will install their software there. They will call it e-invoicing. Now, as he is posting, there's no any hidden agenda. The company is a surprise. The company that have been paying 25 million naira, 23 million naira, pay over 300 million naira in a single month last year. So, and we are going to that now. We call it e-invoicing. If you are 20 billion turnover, they will just come 10 billion. They will just come to your organization without telling. We are not interrupting you. Oh, Marriott Limited, they will just install it. As you are capturing your sales, they are seeing it. So there is no under reporting, no hiding. Look at that company. Pay over 300 million naira in a month. Whereas is disclosing 25 million naira. Life story, not something. So we are going to that abroad system whereby that thing will be on. Everything is online now. Now let me tell us, what is your own purchases is my own sales to me. There's no way we can hide. I'll talk to that on VAT system. You know, you can't hide again. You can't hide. What you said you purchased is your own sales. So if it's 10 million naira, more you put 10 million naira from your side. We are getting that. The only area we are not being is this remote system. How they will catch you. But your BVN, your NIM, is the one that we're going to use to tax you. So let this thing start running. We will all enjoy it. When there will be transparency to the core. Why we will not give all people that? Like, I'm not saying Dangote is fine, but we will see your organization at the right, they will not make up with that responsibility. They will just not do the money for it. They will divert it. But let us care to the account pool. I will not share it. So thank you very much. Yes.
Saying the government is removing And you. And
No, that's what it's supposed to be now.
now, you are now saying tithe. Your tithe is what? It's your net. Now, so it is now.
Okay.
For you. Hold on. A person like me, I have asked myself the question: who is more important, my God or my government?
Okay.
So I pay tithe of my net. That's what I'm telling him. A person like me. That's why I said a person like me. That is the question I've asked myself. So what I do is, I'm paying. Now, there are times that when I want to pay, it is difficult for me. I will now have to go back and calculate, add the tithe, tax, and everything to my net. The only thing I don't have is my pension, because I know when you pay me pension later in life, I will still pay the tax. That is the way I go about it personally. You get it?
Okay.
Now, that's where you should not have a problem. Now, it's based on your own conviction. And you know God, your conviction, God will not come and tell you the way He has explained to you. The way He has explained to you is different. You get it? Now, so do it based on your conviction and let your mind be free.
Well, yes. Yeah, that's a spiritual advice. That's it. Any question of a call it today? I'm enjoying the class. Yes.
Sorry, please, there is something that baffles me about these tax reforms, the new law. So when I checked about the relief allowance, because for the previous law, they said higher of 1% of gross income plus 200,000. Yes, so for the new law now, they are now imposing a lower of 20% of house rent or minimum of 500,000. Please, how can we charge that under personal income tax?
All of them are in that slide. You know, you are analytical. Oh, good. I can see the question is asking is analytical. You know, if you look at the old law, you will think that it's favorable. But it isn't. Because it says 20% of your gross income plus this plus 200,000. If you place it on this one, you see that this one is makes you to pay lower tax. This law is just saying that, okay, I'm giving everybody rent relief of 500,000. Now, what you now you can go and look at the tax base. 800,000 is 0. 2.2 and a gratuited like that. Now, if you now, you are not basing your computation on the old. You have to remove some reliefs, your insurance, all the pension, you now subject it to the, you now got that the first 800,000 you are not paying. The less. Now, what this new law is saying is better than the old one, because I've tested it. Now, 500,000, the law says, if I told you, for example, let's say he's living in Ikoyi and his house rent is 8.5 million naira. The law says, I'm not going to give you more than 500,000. So, he cannot claim more than 500,000. You that you are living in Agege and it's 1.2 million naira house rent, find 22% of it, cut it at the rate, put in the taxable, it will make the tax to be lower. So, it's a very... And what this new law is progressive in nature. Yes, my brother wants to add to it. Nobody should be scared.
The only people that should be scared are people earning more than,
let's say 70 million naira in a month.
20 million naira per annum. So if you are earning below 20 million, the new tax law is still, it pays you because your tax comes down. But immediately you earn 20 million, you pay more.
So you don't need to be very jittery of it. And I want you to aspire for more. My brother with a tight issue, aspire for more. Better job. I wish whenever I see some adverts, listen to me. Whenever I see some, my head normally, listen to me. I want our youth their head to be sparking today. No, they said they are looking for a position under an accountant, they said 15 million naira in a month. Now, which year that one carry? 15 million naira in a month. Not per annum. Oh. I've seen 12 million naira. I'm crazy for you. And it's real, no be fake. Oh. I'm telling you, I'm not belong to the fake, but no matter how costly the thing in Nigeria, 15 million naira money, God will take you there. Amen. Just brace up. Tell your sister, brace up. Where you are is not where you're supposed to be. Oh. Please move up. Oh. I'm looking for 15 million job for you. I can post it for you. But we get there. We get there. We get there. People are handing fantastic salary in this country, though. But you have to read, though. You have to read, though. Now, my brother, my sister, please let me sound this note of warning. Please, you are my brother. You are my sister. You are my son, my daughter. Please, hard up to your education. This level you are is not enough. Hello, it's not enough. If I thought you don't have, there are some certain courses you can do. If somebody is getting 15 million in a month, not in a year. How about you say, yeah, Ghana is something that. So, but you have to beef up. Now, when you are working, hello, sorry, I'm digressing. When you are working in an organization and your organization did not feel your impact, you are not yet there. Mayowa, if your boss cannot call you on Saturday, Mayowa, where is that file? You are not yet there. Anything that happens, they can just throw you off. But don't make yourself valuable that you cannot be thrown off. Anywhere I've been working, they don't throw me. I've worked in an organization that they close down the company, they still retain 3 of us. Please, don't crave on this spirituality and not be hardworking. Hello? Be valuable to your organization. For example, let me give you a shock story. My manager that is working with me, the slide you are leaving, he sent it to me 1:15 a.m. today. I can show it to you. Whereas my wife is there, I don't even give him the job to do. God will help us. I think I passed the message across. Thank you for inviting me on this call. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so they said once you're earning less than 20 million, it's favorable, Abi. Once you're earning more. So all those require to aspire message that you're earning online, better switch it off. Move from your For You page. Just there as you did. You said that you please perspire to acquire. Yeah. All right. So please, if you have any other questions, you can still see him. We'll share the slides on group chats, and and his contact details will be there. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to him. All right. So because of time, we're moving swiftly. Yeah. So I don't know how many of us were here early. So I asked a couple of questions. I got a couple of answers. Some funny, some not so funny, but all enlightening. So I'm back again with a couple more questions. Simple questions. Can this camera follow me if I shelter inside there? It's already losing me. No, I'll stay here. So some very simple questions. First question. Okay, I saw a hand up. I thought something was happening. So first question. Now, please mind you, transparent discussion, not honest, transparent. Speak your mind. Even that thing that will make you sound not so Christian. Yeah? Speak your mind. Yeah. No. I kid you not. I was talking with somebody. I won't say whether it's a friend or an enemy. I won't say whether it's from work or from church or, from school. But talking, I said, I want EFCC to call me. Do you know why? Said that if they call him, that means that he has made it. I just laughed. Yeah, and the person, he says he or she is a Christian. Yeah. So, please feel free to say whatever in your mind, whether it makes you sound Christian or not Christian. So, first question. Which one would you prefer? To earn 2 million naira at a go, or to be earning 200K monthly? At a go, like the 2 million will just one off, exactly, just drop in your account, or to earn 200K monthly. Monthly, no wahala. Those are the only two options.
Please, let's use the mic. If you want to talk, hands up, we give you the mic. Thank you.
Go ahead. One off, yes.
Also, personally, I'll prefer 200K monthly because of the way me I am with money. It's 2 million naira. If you give me once, it can easily finish. But at least 200K monthly, I can still have means to plan. So that's just it.
All right.
Personally, too.
Right. Yeah. Please give the mic to the person behind you.
Okay, I think it's better to earn retrospectively than in arrears. I don't know if retrospective is correct. But what I'm trying to say is the bulk sum is better because money you have today has bigger value than the money you're getting tomorrow. So with that money, you can multiply it, you can do something, invest or whatever, and have more from what you already have than the latter.
All right. So that big English that she was saying just simplifies to, it's better to earn the 2 million now. Yes. You know, I was lucky. After I came out of university, when I was done with service, you know, we thank God, I did not find job. And I was applying everywhere. At first, I was proud now, engineer. I was only applying to engineering firms. That pride died down after like 5 months. I started applying everywhere. Thank God, I entered Access Bank. So I was in their training school for like 7 weeks. So from that little time that I spent, I understood it's about credit, debit, all those financial lingo that all these icon holders will be using to oppress us. I do not tell you, come and pay 100,000 naira for tax, for consultancy. Yes, so I know something, so I understand what she said, just to let you know. So any other person? Any other person? All right, so let me ask another question. No, that one is left to you. It is your own personal thing. It's your personal. I'm not going to tell you this one is the right one, this one is the wrong one. I will not make that decision for you. But whichever one that you pick, whatever happens at the end of the day, is your decision. Okay, you want to know whether you'll be taxed on it, amongst other things. Okay, you can.
My sister raised some questions.
Yeah.
That if, from the investment angle of it, if I collect 2 million naira today,
Yes.
okay, inflation is coming up in the next 12 months. But I say, inflation is coming up in the next 12 months. So my 2 million naira today cannot match my 2 million naira in the next 1 year because inflation would have eroded that 2 million naira then. But if I collect it today and I invest it and I utilize it, I think
you can build it up
better. So rather than
collecting.
But if depend upon the angle we are looking at this, but if it's a salary matter, it's a different. But if somebody give me 2 million
naira now as opposed to collecting 200,
even interest rate, you will give me more than my 2 million naira in the
next
rather
10
than
months.
him collecting 200,000 every month because there's no way
you can invest those
It
ones.
depends upon the investment strategy you want to adopt. But
Thank you,
it's
sir.
fair for anybody to decide which one you like.
Yes, sir. All right. Just last question. Simple question. What's the most unnecessary thing you spent money on? Most unnecessary thing you spent money on? What is the most unnecessary thing that you spent money on? You know this thing you would have lived without it, and you still got it. I can see some people looking down on the floor, judging themselves. Don't worry. We listen, we judge. You correct. Me, I'll judge and laugh at you. That is the end of it. Go ahead. Just like 3 people and then we'll move on. PlayStation. You get money now you. Yeah, now. Any other person? Don't worry. Should we tell them to cut the feed so that it'll just be amongst ourselves? It's all right.
Oh, for me, wigs.
Eh?
Wigs.
Weed.
Wig. Yeah, I can do braids, all that, but I prefer wigs.
She said wigs to her. Now all the ladies are judging themselves. I don't know why. Thank God it's lady that said it too. It's a personal thing. All right. So, don't worry. For those of you that don't want to say it out loud, remember the Lord is watching you. It's all right. Don't worry. But please, all this information that we're getting, it's not just something that we're just coming here to smile and laugh. Let's hold it on as we're going back home, eh? And let's remember to not buy down unnecessary thing, whether it's wig or PlayStation or whatever. May God help us. Where's the next person?
Hello, everybody. I have the privilege of introducing our next speaker. By the grace of God, we all know him. Okay. So the next person that is coming in is a seasoned executive with more than 18 years of experience. People will not clap. 18 years of experience in strategy development, performance management, business advisory, digital payments. People are not clapping. And project management. He currently holds, I feel like we should still keep clapping till I'm done. He currently holds a degree in mechanical engineering, an MBA from the University of Lagos, and he has completed the senior management program at Lagos Business School. His core strengths include planning, business growth, digital payment solutions, product innovation, and team leadership. He is currently the Director of Strategy and Business Development at Enerix One Limited. Can we all put our hands together for Mr. Adebola as he comes to share everything that we need to know about investments? Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having me. I know Morakian said that I must come today, and like Dickie Elliott said, he has been harassing me since January, so I had no choice. I was planning to sleep in today. There's no choir practice. Unfortunately, Morakian is someone I cannot deny. But I also thank God for the privilege to be here. I want to warn, my session is going to be very practical, and I'm going to be sharing life stories so that it's not something that's strange or looks unique. By the grace of God, my wife and I, before I was 40, we were able to move to our own house. Before I was 40 in 2022. We moved to our house in 2018. We got married in 2011. So when we got married, We were living in K2, and I'm trying to set context. There was a time we came for a session here, and Pastor and Mrs. Jesuni made one prayer. May God make you so uncomfortable that it will move you to your next level. It was like a joke. So in my house in K2 then, my landlady's son, who knows Lister generator? You know Lister, the one that does boom, 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 boom. They put it beside our room, right? Opposite our house in K2 was a joint. So, tete joint, beer joint, DJ joint. So it was all noise, 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 noise. And so after we had our first son, you know, now the weather is hot. Number one, you're living in K2, it's low light, so you have to open window, you can't on AC. You now have a 1-year-old, 2-year-old baby, so you have to close all the windows. And when they take light, Lister generator is on, DJ is making noise, your own generator is making noise in front, and you're inside the room and you're hot. And my wife made a prayer, said, look, God will take us to our own place from here. We're not going to pay another rent. Right? So we're in K2 for about 7 years. And by the time we were moving to our own house. Yes, it wasn't complete when we moved in. So, caveat. By the time we moved in, it's 2 flats. We had only completed the bottom flat. There was no gate, there was no road, there was nothing. But we made up our minds that we were going to move in there. We stay in Opik. At that time, when we were building, we would park at channels. For those of us who know Opik, we park at channels. There's no road. We will now climb Paco, and we are building inside water. By the grace of God, you guys come to our house one of these days. The place is a city now. And just to set context, we bought the land in 2015. Yes. A small 320 square meters. We bought it 5.5 million. That same size now in the same estate, I can buy it for 60 million. Now, benefit of inside, they wanted to sell me 620 meters at 8.8 million. I said, no, let's buy that first one, 5.5. We'll use the remaining money, we'll start foundation. Benefit of insight, we should have bought the full thing. Because then we're saying once we start, nobody's going to come. The guy that's living behind me bought it 3 months later at 8.8 million. I'm telling you now, you can't buy it for 50 million. And that 50 million is you're begging for whatever reason, you know. And we thank God every day. So, again, at that time, I can tell you full disclosure, I was in First Bank, I was an SBO. My take home was 329,000 naira. So, at that time, I took a loan from the bank, I took loan from Rare Money, my wife took cooperative loan, and I took loan from Zcrest. So at the end of the month, when they paid me 329,000, I only had about 40,000 left to do runs because we were building. My mom used to harass us then that, my wife was pregnant with my second son. She was like, you are working in the bank, your wife is working in FIS, you know people, you should go and give birth to your son in America. That was the hype then. I don't know if it's the hype now. Go and give birth. It was so bad. My mom called my wife one day and said, I know your husband is Ijebu. You can convince him that you can travel. Because my wife and I had made up our minds that when we started the project, we shouldn't tell anybody, including our parents, including our siblings. It was just an agreement between both of us. Not that we were afraid of anything, but our view is we wanted the miracle to mature. So when we bought the land, we only took them there the first time to go and pray. And the next time we're taking the parents there. You guys know our parents. It was, come and pray, we are moving in. My dad almost had a heart attack because he had been expecting we would have come to meet them, you know, so for about 5 years, if you see me wearing a suit, you will look at it outside. It's very nice and neat. If you look at all the armpits, everything has torn, my socks were all, and I used to buy shirts. I didn't buy TM Louis. I didn't buy TM. I used to go to Mandilas. My office was in Marina. I go to Mandilas and either buy packet shirts or pick up the one they will hang on hanger, white shirts. 2,000, 3,000. So a friend of mine taught me a trick. If you buy white shirt, you will not know when it has faded. So you just touch it, and it looks nice and crisp. Then you buy tie, 500 naira, buy like 20. So you're wearing different ties. And you just look neat and look nice. But those were the sacrifices we had to make to get to where we were. I had friends who were traveling abroad, who were giving birth to their kids. But what was the eye-opener for us, and this is just me setting context, was my wife started her career in Wema Bode Estate. It's a company under Odua Group. Her salary then was 32,000 naira, and she was an officer. And one day, she came home and said, young man, the driver came late today. What happened? He said, they robbed him in his house. He was living in Ifo. The office was in Lagos Island. The driver was collecting 12,000 naira, but he was living in his house. That is the first lesson. The second lesson was, because I was in the bank, I was in the department called performance monitoring. So we used to do scorecards, performance management, and all that. There was a principal manager who was asked to go for poor performance. And the man came to our office and was shedding tears. He had spent 28 years in the bank, but he had no house of his own. And when I got to my tomb, I said, that will not be our portion in Jesus' name. So as we go along, it's just to set context as to, this thing is not, okay, 1 second. It's just to set context on the reasons why investing early is good. I had friends, like I said, who used to go for summer. The only time I traveled, my first time traveling out, I didn't pay with my money, was First Bank that sent me on a training to the US. In fact, when I got to the visa interview, they were looking at me, oh boy, you've not traveled before. I said, yes, it's First Bank that's sending me to go to America. So, and as God will have it, it was the money that I got that I used to do wedding. That being said, the idea of this session is to look at money practically and the things, the decisions we need to take now to enjoy the future. I want us as young people to understand what we call delayed gratification. The last time I traveled out of this country with my money, or with our money, my wife and I, was in 2012. Yes. We went to the US. For our honeymoon, we went to Dubai. You know, life was good then. There was no bukata. Then we started the project. Children were coming. You know, you had to peg certain things. And so for about 8-9 years, I don't think I reached international airports. But in 2021, my company sent me on a training. So I didn't spend money. And again, it's not because we couldn't afford it. It was because we had to prioritize, right? Timmy asked a question now that, also a few seconds ago, that what was is the stupidest thing or the silliest thing you spent money on? That question is relative. I've made up my mind now that by the grace of God, if I can afford it, I'll travel every year. I've gotten to a place where I'll tell my wife, oh yeah, babe, me waka. And it doesn't have to be anywhere fantastic. It can be as far as near as Enugu, or as far as the United States, or as far as Singapore, depending on where your pocket is. The reason being that we are getting old. It's not when we are 70 and we can't enjoy the plane that we should be traveling. It is now when we are young. But you see, by the grace of God, we'll be able to put certain things in place where we can say, okay, we can afford to make those decisions. Fortunately or unfortunately, the economy of Nigeria has, and again, I'm being careful, I don't want to say has taken a turn for the worse, is going what we call hard reset. For those of us who use computers, hard reset means when your phone hangs, your computer hangs, you press the power button and restart it. That is what Nigeria economy is going through. So, hate Tinubu, like him. My own view is forget about the individual and look at what is happening. Over the course of time, we've lived false lives. Many things were subsidized. Right now, we are looking at it straight on. The argument is the people that are telling us to tighten our belts, they are getting fatter. That is the argument. Because truth of the matter is, whether I realize it or not, and Dikelot will confirm what I'm saying, Toyeshetu will confirm it. If you look at the manufacturing sector today, they're actually better off now than in the past. And the reason is simple. The economy is a little bit more predictable. the swings of government policy are not as volatile as before. Me and you are not feeling it too. We are not enjoying it because me, I can tell you for free, I bought fuel now 1,240, it is choking my body. But that's the reality. I can tell you for free, if subsidy was still happening now, you probably will not see the fuel to buy, you probably buy at 2,500 inside queue. That is reality. Whether we choose to agree or accept it, that is the reality. And I tell people, it's better for me to buy it at 1,240 and I drive in and drive out. What does that do for me? It means I not work anywhere they go. I'll just sit down in my house and watch television or something. I don't need to go where it's not necessary. What the current economy is now telling us to do is to prioritize what is important and not what we want. And as young people, it's important we have this mindset. The advantage we have is that there is information available. This thing working? Okay, just help me with the next slide. Okay. So, yes, this is practical session. Which of these actually puts money in your pocket? And this is a question we can all answer it. Is it a brand new iPhone 15 Pro, a high interest savings account, limited edition designer sneakers, a car used exclusively for weekend cruising? So it says B. When I was preparing this slide, A can also be, the actual answer is B, but A can also be something that puts money in your pocket, depending on what you use it for. True or false? My brother-in-law in Canada, he's photography like Morax. He has a Google Pixel. And so every time you just see him, I'm like, Aburo, Kinoshe, say, I was taking pictures and all that. He uses his phone. He has all the other big gadgets, but if he's in this place now, by the time he snaps the picture and he sends it to you, you'll be wondering, how did you do it? Oh, I did it on my phone. And he's making, that's what he does in Canada. He's not working for anybody. He has his own company called We Do Creatives, you know. So just to set context that we need to understand the differences between what will put money in your pocket and what will take money out. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is being a little bit more technical. I call it the cash flow engine. The differences between assets and liabilities. Is a car an asset or a liability? And I want answers now. It can be either one. Oh, yeah, set context.
If you have a car that you use for maybe a ride, maybe use as Uber boat or something like that, that's an asset because you are earning income. Yes, but if you have a car that is just for luxurious purpose, that's a liability. So that's why I say it depends on the context.
Again, if I go back to my first point, it's relative, right? But you're very correct. Using a car to make money is an asset to you. Using it to cruise appears to be a liability. When you're 75 years old and you have a nice car, someone is driving you, using that car to relax is an asset because it's an asset to your health. Do we understand? The context is also important, but he's very correct. A liability is the one that usually takes money out. And it doesn't mean you can't spend money. Guys, let's be honest with ourselves. You work hard, you do what? You work hard, you do what? You work hard, you play hard now. Forget all that I'm saying. You work hard, you play hard. Two issues there is context and timing. Now, they gave me a template and says, okay, what's the difference between savings and investment? There's a saying that goes, you cannot save yourself to wealth. You can't. And these are the reasons why. Savings is just so practical. I have about 7 or 8 different bank accounts, and they all have several purposes. Like 2 are dormant now. My Diamond Bank account for when I was working in Diamond Bank, that one is dead. My UBA account from when, so full disclosure, I got a scholarship when I was in school, Shell scholarship. They used to do that. So they put our money in UBA, that one is dormant. But I have several accounts for several things. My Sterling Bank accounts, I don't have a debit card for it. And the only reason why I have online banking is because there was one time like that I was so broke and I had to go and touch the money inside. And in the bank, they told me that, oh, guy, you must do online banking and, oh yeah, collect card, no. The reason why I say so is that account is a savings account, right? And I have other investment accounts. And the beauty of it, we'll see it as we go along, is that digital technology has made investing very simple. So today, all of you, who knows my wife's name here? No, not Dasola. Who knows my wife here? You know her. Please, what's her name? People, please, what's, Ololade. Please, can you translate the meaning of Ololade? The owner of wealth has come. Now, there's a famous musician, Kwamwon. There's a song he sang, Ololade Mrs. Money. I called her Ololade Mrs. Money. And it's deliberate. And when we got married, it was like joke. But in the course of our life together, she's my Mrs. Money. When, testimony, I've shared this before and I'll share it again. People that say you want to go to EFCC, it's not a good experience. I had an EFCC case for 3 years. In one of the companies where I worked, there was a petition against myself and my MD that we embezzled 6 million. So I got to EFCC, I wrote statements, I was to be detained, providence and the grace of God. My Oga did some string pulling in Abuja, and they told me, write your statement and go. But for 3 years, I was reporting every day. Cut long story short, in the course of that ordeal, I lost my job twice. In fact, there was one of them, we were on vacation, and they just come and said, Debola, there's a petition against you, you have to resign now. In fact, they've sacked you. But the chairman of the company said, no, you're a young man. If you tell me you did not steal money, I believe you. Little did I know that the man had gone to confirm from his guys in Abuja, and he said, oh no, they're just witch-hunting those guys. Based on that, I said, Debola, go and resign. So for 3 months, I was at home. To my parents, Debola was on leave, and my father was wondering, which kind of leave is 3 months long? Where am I going? January 2019, I was jobless at home. I needed to pay school fees. November 2018, we had moved to our house, so God had used my house to cover my shame. So if I'm drinking Gary at home, there's no landlady looking for me. In 2019, I was lying down on my bed, and an alert came into my phone. And my wife, I said, I checked, it was for my wife. She sent me some money. I said, what is this for? He said, children's school fees now. I said, go and pay it. And I said, no, you're the man of the house. Go and pay our children's school fees. Where did she get the money from? For those of us who are married, we give our wife chop money. If you don't, where are the men that are married? Please give them chop money or housekeeping money. I do that. I've been doing that consistently now for about 10 years, every month. And my wife is telling me that now she's due for a raise. So initially I started with chop money. They said, you won't give me pocket money. Guys, forget that they are working. They like it when you give them money, no matter how little it is. So they love it, no matter how little it is. So it's just to encourage you. So it was the money I had been giving her with her salary she had been saving and investing. In those days, I used to invest my money by myself. But after that ordeal, 2019, once they pay me salary, 80%, babe, take. Aside all the other obligations, so I handle all the general obligations, 80%, just take it. If I can invest you, if you like, spend it too. When it finishes, you won't come and meet me. Guys, that's the trick. Do not hide. It's not part of this, but it's true life story. Do not hide your income from your wife. My wife knows how much I earn. She knows my ATM PIN. And the reason why she knows my ATM PIN is very funny. I told her, I said, God forbid I drop dead tomorrow. You don't have to go to any probate or anything. Spend the money when it finishes. Throw the card away. That's reality. But what am I trying to bring out? My wife is my Mrs. Money. If you come and meet me, Mr. Debola, I need money. I don't have. Go and ask her. When we're building our house, the contractors knew all the bricklayer. Oga, you send quotation. Babe, they have sent you quotation. Look at it. If you like it, release money. If you don't like it, throw it away. It was a check for me. Why? Because my wife had proved herself. And ladies in the house, your man needs to be comfortable knowing that you can cover his shame. If not, he will not open up to you. It's not relationship, but I'm just sharing life examples. This is money. 2019 January, and I got a job in March, and ever since March 2019, every month, once they pay salary after tithe, they pay me bonus. Babe, they paid bonus. Take. What are we doing with it? Go and decide. Oh, we want to buy one land. Do you think it's good? Oh, we want to travel for holiday. Oh, you think it's okay we should travel? Can we afford it? She's my CFO. As God will have it, she's a chartered accountant. She's a fellow of chartered CITN. So she's ably qualified academically. But over time, and what has she done? Young men, they say if you give a woman a house, she'll make you a home. I don't know. December last year, my wife just opened Stanbic mutual funds. He said, bros, see how much you've made. If I don't like the interest they are paid. And I said, when did we save this? He said, no, it has given me money. I don't know, it's plenty like this. So she had more than doubled. That is the power of investing. Wealth creation. She's the one that told me, let's do Stanbic. Let's do, I don't like this popular one, Piggy Vest. No, there's another one, Money Africa. Me, I don't know. The difference between saving and investing is that investment helps in wealth creation. And there's a reason why I'm hammering on this, and I'll just move on quickly, is the value of time. The value of time. Because we are young now, and there is no bukata, this is the time to do the investment. One quick story. I had a colleague then, Kunle Salami, junior colleague. Kunle Ijaiye guy. So, Thursday, he'll tell me, Oga, tomorrow, Malo Shayo, taking the boys out. You'll say they've gone to club, you go with the other guys, Malo club. Monday morning, you'll say, Oga, we're just coming from club. He's coming to the office. Brilliant guy, knows his work. One day, I called him, I said, Kunle, you people go to club, you spend 200,000 on your salary. You spend 200,000, spend 300,000. He said, Oga, that money is not my salary. Which money are you spending? Oga, Monshi also need now. Kunle was doing FX. Me, I was like 4 levels his senior. He was making almost 5 times my own salary. So he would tell me that by Wednesday, when he has made money, he has made the money he's going to go and spend in the club. It's not his salary. I now called him one day, I said, bros, but you need to start thinking of investment. Say, I'll leave that in half a plus of land in Ibadan. Did we get that? In as much as I thought he was a playful spendthrift, he knew what he was spending. So I called one of my other guys that used to, I said, Rotimi, ma far away Kunle, because do you know what he's doing? He said, Shebi yon gbe ajade ni. Fortunately, Rotimi listened to me. Rotimi is the MD of Dash Microfinance Bank today. He lives in his own house. These are guys that, you just talk in the office. And what am I trying to bring out? Time. Time. Guys, you have time on your hands. For those of us that are not married, that we have babe, all well and good. This is the time for both of you to start planning if you are both serious. If you are not serious, my advice is find your level. Because you should complement each other. Guys in the house, treat your woman good. Treat her nice. But if she's a leech, leave her alone. Women in the house, if your guy is stingy, I beg, throw him away. but you should support him to grow his wealth. The message is clear. I've shared this testimony and I'll share it again. My wife has forgotten. In fact, she was yapping me 3 days ago that why did I even marry her? I said there's something that happened. The house is there now. For those of you who know my wife's house, we were supposed to go somewhere. My dad had one old 504 in those days. So that day I refused to carry the car out. So when I got to her house, I said, oh yeah, that there's no car. And he said, she Danfo Titonde Koni. Has Danfo finished in Lagos? In the trying times of my life, that statement came to the fore because she covered my shame. Young men, any woman that is not here to cover your shame, I beg, leave. Women in the house, any man that is just doing anyhow, don't say because a fine boy he's spending on you. How is he spending on you? What is he spending on? Because this is the time both of you are supposed to be building wealth together. Especially in the early days of marriage, courtship. One of my guys put it on his platform, but those of us who are planning wedding. When I was getting married, I was the only person, okay, my elder brother and I, my brother got married in Ugeli, so yeah, I didn't use hall. Last museum that was filled back in the day, I paid 60,000. Auntie Enola gave us discount of chair and renter, 250,000. I did not use hall. I stayed outside there. In fact, let me make you laugh. So that day, my sisters were in my parents-in-law's house, the girls. They are taking my wife to go and buy wedding gown. So they're just gisting. And kiniko. My other side was like, no, I got to buy hall, kiniko. And then those days, hall in Oregon, 750K. My father-in-law was listening inside. And if you know, Babalaore is a very quiet man. He now called me to the room and said, Debola, wa mo fẹ́ rí ẹ o. And I said, Daddy, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? He said, I need your assistance, Joe. Mo need kó yá mi ní 1.5 million. Daddy, kí lẹ fẹ́ fi ṣe? Ṣé bí ẹ sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ lọ gba 1.5 million. Sáré yá mi. Ṣé tí a bá ti wá parí wedding, màá fún ẹ padà. That's what the man told me. So I said, no, pé the women are talking their talk. I'm not going to use her. What was the man teaching us then? See, guys, I looked at my wedding album about 6 months after the wedding. It was in the wedding album that I realized that they were serving Chinese rice in the reception. I didn't eat it. It was in the wedding album I was seeing some people that are like, wedding isha. What am I trying to bring out? You don't have to have the society wedding. I'm not saying don't have a good wedding, but the truth of the matter is that money can be used for other things that will add value in life later. My wife's colleague, 3 years ago, they reshared their vows at Biban and Kini reason. When they were getting married first, more low, they didn't have money. So they just did tuke wedding. So now that they have made it in accord the whole world, their children are big. The first son is already the father's height. He said, yes. Why are you doing it? I felt no money. That's what the man said. I want to spend money. He could afford it. They had spent the years building. Time. Don't say one place is bush. The land I bought 5.5 million in 2015. On the original document, so it's a 1,200 square meter. 4 of us shared it into 4. For those of us who know Ogun State land, it's very big. So we shared it into 4. So I bought my own 5.5. People, blah, blah, blah. The whole 1,200 square meters was bought by the original owner in 2010. Guess how much he paid to government? He paid 1 million naira thereabout to the Ogun State government for that size. In 2010, I got my first car loan, 1.4 million, and I bought Camry tin lights. Did we get that? When I was busy buying a car, 1.4 million, there was plot of land to be bought at the same price, though it was bush. Flip the coin. I had a colleague then in First Bank, we were in training school then too. He too was getting married in 2010. He was in Abeokuta. And he told me, he said, Debola, I'm taking my wife to my house. He collected car loan, bought land in Abeokuta, built bungalow. and was getting married and took his wife to his house. I was taking my wife in 2011 to rented apartment. Same salary, all entry level. Time is the asset you have now. Another practical example. So in those days, I used to do, and I still do, mutual benefits. These are savings, whatever. Man, she 5,000. No, I used to do 10,000. My wife used to do 5,000 because my brother-in-law works in mutual benefits. So he said, just be doing it. So when we were building our house, it now got to the point where we wanted to roof, right? It was 5 years, so I just put 10,000. I didn't pay heed to it. We now got to the roofing stage. We needed about 1 million thereabout to roof the house. Where is money going to come from? Where is money going to come from? We had seen Baba Balita upstairs. He said, no, don't worry. The man said, when you are ready, pay. He went to roof the house. So favor. Roof the house, we're looking for money. Next thing, my brother-in-law called me and said, Aburo, your money is due. I said, but which money? He said, you're 10,000 now. How much is it? 600,000. Then when you add the interest, it's 650 something or 660 something thousand. I said, Lord, this one too is due. How much? 200,000. Cash out. Let's cut the long story short. 1 million was complete to 10,000, 5,000 over a 5-year period. That was what we used to roof our house. Time. It looks small, but it compounds. So I'm just trying to encourage us, don't look at that 5,000, that 10,000, because truth of the matter is, right now, what are we using the money for? Guys, this is an A12. I've been using it since year 2020. They have yapped me in the office that, the executive, you need to change your phone. I said, okay, let me go and buy A56. He said, no, you have to go and buy S-Series. I said, S-Series, how much? He said, 1.something million. I said, I don't have money. So I've not changed my phone yet. Why? Not that if I want to buy, but it's not the priority at this point in time. Do we understand? So let's just quickly move on. Again, time is your asset. Next slide, please. Because time allows compounding. Now, how many of us here track our income and expenses? How do you track it? Yes.
Okay, so for my income, once I get my income, first thing is tithe, then offering, a particular percentage of offering, then a particular percentage of savings, then a breakdown of maybe what I want to do in a particular month, in the sense that the expense for a particular month might not be the same as for the next month. For instance, now you might have people that come to you and say, oh, please, can you borrow me this amount? Can you borrow me this amount? So one of the ways I track it is, once I've sorted those ones out, I keep another percent for emergency fund. There's something called emergency fund that, okay, I don't have to touch my savings. In case anything happens, I can always just go and touch my emergency fund. So another way I track it is I do not compromise on tithes, offering, and savings, because once you start compromising on that, your expense just takes that U-turn. So once I save, I already know that I'm not spending too much. If it's based on transportation, I know that in a month I'm spending this on transportation. For giving, I know how much percentage I've kept for giving. For miscellaneous, I know how much I've kept for miscellaneous. For emergency funds, I know how much I've kept for that.
Thank you. So the question I have for you, do you write it down? Guys, this is my Excel sheet I use every month. It's an Excel sheet I use every month. Down to the last kobo. So if you ask me how much do you have in your first bank account now, I have an idea of how much is there. This is an Excel sheet. So I have here, number one is my tithe. Then I have housekeeping. I have dollar days pocket money. I have savings, I have DSTV, internet, mutual benefits, Ikeja Disco, my parents, Netflix, Microsoft subscription, carbon savings, Piggyvest, Bravewood, AXA Mansard, Sterling, Digivans. I don't have room for others. If I don't budget for it, I don't spend it. I'm not an impulse spender. So I want to buy a phone now. I've been saying I'll buy a phone since September last year. I'll probably buy it in April because the abuse has become too much, but it's not in my cash flow. I can share this. I will send it to you so that I track. So the Excel sheet is interactive. It has where you put your income. It has where you put your expenses. Then it has a summary page that shows you what you have left. So in that my Excel sheet, I put all my, what I call statutory. Once I put all the statutory, anything that is left, 100,000, 50,000, okay, where am I going, where am I going, where am I going? 50,000 this week. If the fuel is finishing, I'm not working with that. What can I juxtapose? You need to track your income and expenses deliberately. You also need to leave room for emergency. So you have an emergency fund. So it's not when they wake you up tomorrow and say, they need this, they need this. You'll be wondering, where will I get money from? It's deliberate. My kids have been harassing me, Daddy, one pizza. I say, pizza is once a quarter. This Moraki are laughing. No, pizza is once a quarter. It's once a quarter. And it's a function of when we see your results. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We need to be that deliberate. When I do my analysis, I save about 95% of my income. 80% goes to my wife. Babe, handle that one. The remaining money, after I've done all my strategy, everything is. So when I mention Piggyvest, savings, Carbon, savings, AXA Mansard is a savings. Those different savings have different. So someone come in now, sir, now, unfortunately, as you grow down your career, you become the father of many nations. So people that have not called you since security that knew you, we are hungry at home. There's a savings account where, okay, that money is for that purpose, for welfare. That's what I use my my carbon account for. It's welfare. And the reason why I do is sometimes when I send them money, when they see the carbon receipts, they think I collected carbon loan. Because one of them called me and said, you took loan for me? I said, no, the Lord provided. So it was that one that made me use carbon, because they have an idea that carbon is not a savings, it's a loan app, Abi. So I went to collect. Well, I collected loan one time, that's why I have the account. But guys, you need to be there. Like I showed you, I'll share the Excel sheet, and you can track every income. Every. So if my wife's birthday is in October, I'm already saving for it. I don't know what she wants, because I don't ask her. My wife said I shouldn't be surprising her, that my surprises are rubbish. So I should ask her what she wants. But I save towards it. My wedding anniversary on the 12th of February. My Valentine's Day is 14th, so I just do everything combined. And women, guys, you must buy something. Valentine, you must buy, no matter how little. Please track. Avoid impulse spending. It's very tempting. Very tempting. Very, very tempting. Like I said, I'm not an impulse spender. You carry me anywhere, I'll just be looking at you. It doesn't trip me. They yap me in the office, you are a guy in the office, you can't be using, because when they paid bonus last year, all my DSOs, all of them trying to go and buy phones. In fact, they are using bigger phones than my own. I'm calling, I'm WhatsApping, I'm looking at my email. So guys, it's important. So this is something you need to check. Something I've took your eye. Can you wait 24 hours to see if the urge passes? Can you wait 24 hours? I know people that borrowed money to go and buy wig. No, I said I know someone. In fact, I realized, and let me tell you, so guys, The Kellogg mentioned it. At a point in time, I wanted to be selling wigs. So I know that there was closure, 12 inches, skinny. I was doing the research, and I'll tell you what happened. So let me explain. And it's a practical life lesson. So I had a colleague, she's regional manager now in Port Harcourt. She was in Enugu at that time. She used to go to Turkey to buy hair to sell. And then they land it in Lagos, then she moves it to Enugu. Then her guys started bringing it, and they were selling it in Lagos Island. So she would fly from Enugu, first bank staff, she would come to head office table, I want to enter market, what's happening? And I want to go and buy hair. And I followed her, I said, Uchi, what are you selling? He said, it's hair. How much are you buying it? She's buying 20,000. How much are you selling in Enugu? She's selling 50,000. I said, people are buying. In fact, I said, she said she's making 120%. I said, Uchi, you know what? Stop wasting your money coming from Enugu. Link me with the supplier. So I will buy it for you in bulk. I will ship to you in Enugu. I just put a small margin. At least if you are making 100%, if I chop 20% out of that, I say it's fine because I've removed her transport and logistic costs. Unfortunately, the training session is very confusing. Closure, different inches, then you must know the fake from the Chinese. So what I did instead was I was selling her custom jewelry. So I went to Lagos Island. I had a colleague, Biola. I said, Abila, I will go and buy all this custom gold and kinikon, 2,000, 225. I will package it. I will go to where they are loading bus. I'll say, which your goods are coming in. And I realized I was spending money there. I'll just go to our mailing room in First Bank. I will package it like I'm sending mail from my department. I'm sending to Enugu branch. First Bank will pay. They carry everything. And I did that for about 6-7 months. I was selling custom jewelry. You guys are looking at it. It's true. Go open, because at that time I had 40,000 left after my salary. I was building a house. I didn't have money. I did FX. I've got my fingers burnt. Yeah. I did Ponzi. Oh, I didn't do MMM. I did Twin Cars. I did Loopers Club. I did also. I made some money. I lost some. In fact, the one that paid me the most, I borrowed 500. Again, greed. I borrowed 500K from one of my guys. Wait, let me quickly do sharp. Wait, double your money now. I leave the story there. Immediately I did it, the Ponzi scheme collapsed. So 500K left. So guys, there are several buckets in terms of investment. So savings is the basic, which you should have. But more importantly, look at other investment buckets, mutual funds, and then small businesses. I'll talk about small business later, but mutual funds, you don't need to be an expert. Technology has helped us. If you know anything about investing, talk to Enyulua. Their company does investing for you. They have one tab on their app where they say, how much is your percentage now? 16%, Connie. I'll collect commission, Abi. 16. I'll collect commission, Abi. It's 20% now. I know, I mean the fixed savings. That's what other people do. 20%, see now. And it's as simple as just transfer money from your bank account, put it there, put a target savings. Piggyvest does save for your rent. For those of us paying rent, it's pay for your rent. It's not when it's time for rent. So even it's 5,000, 10,000, and you had interest on it. It's as simple as your phone. It's not that complex anymore. Let's quickly move on. Next slide, please. Yes. Again, this is just basically highlighting the various, and I don't want to explain it because, okay, so savings is just me saving my money. Mutual funds means taking money from several people and getting a larger pool by the investment manager and putting it in several buckets. There are high risk and there are low risk investment and mutual funds. So it depends on your risk appetite. Next slide, please. Again, it starts as low as 5,000. Yeah, now, the hustle. Nothing stops you from doing a side hustle. So today, I have a business name. So I'm also a fellow like Dicky. I'm a consultant. So I've consulted, at least in my bouquet of companies, I've consulted for like 5 or 6 different companies. Not easy work, but it pays good money. The last one I did, the things we do for love. So when they paid me, I used to go and buy a phone for my wife. I helped one of my guys, his microfinance bank. So I consult in strategy development, performance management, digital products innovation. That's where now you can call me to consult on energy management. That's where I work now. So I have a company, registered business name, right? That's my side hustle. I can arrange strategy sessions. I've done that a couple of times while I was in First Bank. So my weekend like this, just pay for my flight. So Friday night, I take the last flight out to Abuja. Saturday, Sunday. Either Monday morning I come back or Sunday night, I come back to Lagos. And I collect, if you go and talk now, you do presentation, talk, you do slide, you know. That's what I know how to do. Those of you that know how to, my elder sister works in Intel. Who knows Intel? Intel, the telecoms company, yeah. My elder sister, the one that I follow. They weren't paid a salary for 17 months. Intel was under receivership, we will pay, we will not pay, new investor, no new investor, Amco, no Amco. 17 months. My sister did earn ₦1. What was she doing? My sister bakes. She does cake. Birthday chocolate. In fact, my kids love her chocolate cake. My wife will say, I need chocolate cake. They'll say, because you're a family, you pay for the ingredients and leave the rest. So it's not like it's free. She charges. She goes to New Heritage Baptist Church. She does a lot of stuff for their children department. She bakes cakes. That's a side hustle. In fact, if I call her now, I said she's probably baking somebody's marriage or birthday cake. What else can you do? At a point in time, I wanted to go and learn mechanic work. I studied mechanical engineering, so I felt that, the next line of business should be mechanic. So I called my mechanic. I said, Brother Ahmed, if I call Shell, say, guy, you're too old. I said, why do you say? He said, there are certain things that you will not be able to do at this age. You cannot go under car. You cannot wheel jack. And he's not lying. But I actually wanted to go and learn mechanic work. He said, what you can do for me is, you see now, cars are digital. You can invest in my business and buy me the OBDI. And you'll be renting from me. I'm seriously thinking about it. If I cannot do mechanic work, I can enable the mechanic work. For them to scan your car, it's 5,000. Abi? Just to scan, basic scan, 5,000. Before they even start any work. I do 5,000 in 10 places on a Saturday, that's 50K. No fuel, no battery. I'm not buying battery because he's using the car battery. Okay, I will give the boy that we use Okada to carry the machine. Because when I carry my car to them, that's how they go and charge me 5K. Because scanning. If it's a more thorough scan, it can go from 5,000 to as high as 150,000. Abi, Pastor Nifade, that's the truth. Those machines don't come cheap. So I'm already checking. I'm calling my sister in America, Egmon, you may need to invest in my life. They say the computerized, there are several grades. Only 500,000, only 1 million, only 250, I cannot do mechanic, but I can enable the business. Why am I giving you these insights? Look for the opportunities or the problems that you can solve. That is the hustler's reinvestment. That is what you can use your money and your time for. Like I said, for most of us here, we either are not married or we are newly married with no kids and no children responsibilities. You can use the extra time. You can go and learn work from Mrs. Onifade. She does some, in fact, those things she did for my wife now, she has cleared one part of the wardrobe. I've kept all her, is it auto gele? So where I used to keep my cap before, and my cardigans, my wife had cleared everything from the wall, say, bros, you're not wearing it every time. And threw it somewhere else. That's where she put Mrs. Onifade's auto gele, everything inside. It's a skill. For those of us who have digital skills, I have guys, when I was in fintech world, I had boys who collect federal government contracts. They are coding. Akinolu, where are you? Akinolu? It's upstairs. Coders. So let me shock you. When I was in Express Payments, the fintech, I started learning coding because I was head of products. When I'm talking to this guy, they'll tell me, Oga, me, what be shelling? They will confess to me, they won't confess to their CTO. Hey, Oga, how much are they paying you? Oga, they give me $2,000. Hey? So I started learning coding. So I know how to do SQL. Basic, I started learning front end, but I'm looking for money now, not for... What am I trying to say? Do not, Dikelot said it, you are not too old to learn a skill. So if you go to my Udemy, I bought those courses, so I'm just waiting for the time that maybe when I'm bored, I'll now open. But at least I finished my SQL course. And before I left Express Payment, it became very useful because sometimes when I'm asking my guys, I need a report. Okay, give me access to the database. And I just pull it by myself. So me too, I'm forming on my LinkedIn too. I can do SQL. Though many times I'll still go to Google to, but it's a skill set. Those of us who are in the IT space, you are sitting on a gold mine. Those of you learning Python, those of you learning artificial intelligence, that is the future. That is the future. Next slide, please. Okay, I'll give you a life example of what I did. This happens to us every day. Not just crypto. Bet Niger, short 2 odds. So short 2 odds. Man, you were going to beat Bournemouth yesterday. And as at the 79th minute, the short 2 odds was sure. Until Harry Maguire collected the red card and they equalized. So imagine I put 1 million, short 2 odds. I wanted to double the money. Because you will hear those stories. Unfortunately, for those of us on Twitter, you'll find out some, and I've told a lot of people, they are being paid by the betting company to tell you that no, they made XYZ or they bought one crypto, you think if you are going to do trading, it has to be a regulated platform. I have a colleague in the office who trades in gold, FXTM. So anytime they say, Bola, how are you doing? He said, look, I have set my risk limit. Once it goes to this point, he explained one kind of pay. Once it comes to 1 kiniko, he stops trading. Once it goes below 1 kiniko, I count my losses, the system stops. I say, me, I don't know. Can I give you money? He said, no, don't give me money. Trade for me. He said, no, he doesn't trade. He doesn't want anybody's stress. But there are ways, there are platforms that you can do that. But please, do not get carried away. 6 things, you get this slide that you should avoid. Following hype. Acting on FOMO instead of fear of missing out. That's what FOMO means. Fear of missing out. So everybody is saying this is the in thing. And now saying you need to diversify your portfolio. Do not ignore your risk level. Right? Timing. You cannot overemphasize that. Again, your savings must have a clear plan. I'm not just saving because I want to put money aside. Because if you put money aside just like that, the day someone else, your friend is broke, that's what you use the money for. Yeah, I think I'm done. Last slide. Yeah. It again is just reiterating what you need to do. Can you put it up, please? Yeah, I know my time is up. Yeah. Again, avoid impulses. At this age, it's a very common temptation. That's why I'm hammering on it. Any surplus money you have is not for lao. Well, okay, so let me be a little bit more practical. Last year, my wife was looking at her portfolio, and she said, Stanbic have given us XYZ, but she has earmarked this amount for splurging. I said, what do you mean? She said, no, we're going to do Chinese, we'll take the kids out, but it was a percentage of the profit. And our notion was, guy, we don't suffer throughout the year, we don't do anything. And splurging 2 months, should we buy clothes, should we buy... I said, oh, well and good, I need the manage money. You, what are you buying? I don't know. Because me, I don't buy anything. Last time, they bought me one shirt or something, I don't know. But surplus money is really not for la. You need to really be more deliberate about that. Yeah, so this is my admonition to us. Don't just earn money. Plan it, save it, and grow it. Thank you. I don't know if there are questions.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation with the examples. It was interesting. So, on a lighter note, I've just been discussing with Victoria, and she said that investing in a good partner is one of the
Very correct.
serious investments.
Very, very, very correct.
So my question is, what do you say to people that say, online you see people saying, don't put your money in the bank, they're stealing your money, don't save, blah, 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 your money should be working for you. But for people of this age now, investing 5 naira might not be material. So what's your advice to them in terms of savings and investments?
The safest and cheapest investment is savings accounts. And the reason why they keep on saying don't put your money in the bank is because of inflation. Practical example. In my house, I told you, building the house, I wanted to do the slab of the gutter in front of my house. Last year, they gave me a bill of 317K or thereabouts to slab in front of my house, gutter. I just did it this year. I spent over 1 million naira. Same materials. Labor was the only thing that was different. Why do I say so? Last year when they gave me the quotation, cement was 3.5. I bought cement 12,000. Iron rod, a ton, was 102,000. A ton now is 470,000. So my Ijebuness, can you check with me? But I just thought, just keep it. We'll do it. So right now, anything I need to do, I do it now. So even this phone safe, the reason why I haven't bought the phone, I was waiting for S26 to come out. Let me tell you why. S24 and S25 will be cheaper. I'm not buying S26, so I'm waiting for S25. But the reason why, yes, people are just saying that, and I think mainly for clickbait, but if you don't have money, the best and easiest place to put is a savings account. You can put in the type of carbon savings account that give you better yielding than a general commercial bank. The fintechs have a better interest rate because back end they are doing mutual funds or something, I don't know. Abi? Well, they're all protected by NDIC, but again, manage your risk appetite, but you're correct. So don't get carried away that they say don't put your money in the bank. Your money is safe in the bank. It's just that inflation has a way of, so it's better to, it devalues it. So what your 10 naira could do last year, your 1,000 naira may not be able to do it this year. So that is why, they always say go and do an investment. Okay?
So you spoke about investing in Ponzi schemes and things that basically show greed, right? How do you examine your motives and screen it to see whether it's greed or you are actually being smart or proactive?
That's a question. It's like asking, how do you know you're sick? Or how do you know you're in love? It's you that knows. See, when I did Ponzi scheme, it's greed. And I'll tell you why. I was broke, and they say, put 100,000, 2 people will pay you 100,000, you double your money. I did the first one, it clicked. I did the second one, it clicked. And I had to go and borrow 500K. Instead of building slowly, once now, I did 500,000. You need to check your motive by yourself. The golden rule is that if the returns appear too good to be true, then it's likely not true. Investments don't work that way, right? Even for who works in the pension industry here, even for our pension funds, PENCOM, the regulator will tell you that, look, the investment bucket, you must check the risk. It can't just give you, even 20% that carbon is giving, sometimes you're looking at, is it really realistic? How much is federal government, FGM bonds, So you need to check, really and truly, it's a self-discipline tool, right? And as tempting as it is, better safe than sorry. That's the reality. It's better to have your 100 naira is complete than to say you wanted to invest in something and now lose everything totally. Okay? But again, there are some calculated risks. So in investment mind, they will tell you that you have to apportion your risk and know what you can lose. You know what your lost appetite is. Even for banks that give out loans, they'll tell you that for every 100 naira they're giving out, they are sure that 30% will not come back. Abi, Duni, compliance. For every 100 naira you give out, they are sure 30%, 30 naira will not come back. That's what they taught us in trading school. So they factor it in their pricing. That's why some commercial are doing 20%, are doing 30%, because they are factoring in pay. Some money is not, yeah. That's why if you go to a loan shark, how many of you have used loan shark before? Or do you know what a loan shark is? You guys don't know loan sharks. So there are some mamas in the market. If you need 5 million, they'll give you, but they'll tell you it's 30% per month. Yes. Don't worry, I borrow money where. I won't be tied you. Those ones, they use local science to collect their money back. That's when you have to studying personified and they can pay deliverance. Because they'll use Anjono to be chasing you.
Okay, so my question is, how do we balance things that, because of a certain age, you are realizing that, okay, you need to be prudent, you need to have sense financially. So how do you balance it that at that point you are not selfish to yourself? Because now a lot of us now, you want to okay, I'm saving, I'm investing. My friend, there's emergency for people that want to come to me, for those that have siblings, these are these that will go. So how do you get to a point that you don't, for me it happens that when you now decide to maybe spend 5K on yourself, you are feeling so guilty that this money can still be useful for something else. So that is, so that you are not in every Ajo group and it's next of kin that will spend your money.
So you are very correct, Damola. So again, experience and exposure will help you. So, I said there's an Excel sheet. So after tithe, you should put there my salary. You pay yourself. That is your money. If you like, go and eat shawarma, you finish everything on shawarma. Reason is this. So I used to be like that too. In those days, you feel guilty, pay, you even, you bought jersey for yourself. So true story. When my wife had my first son, the year before, I had traveled to America, First Bank had paid, I got married, my wife gave birth to her son, so she couldn't travel. So I went to America at least. Let me use visa before it expires now. I spent almost $1,000 buying things for other people. I came back with only one pair of shoes. Because of that. Because I was just thinking, I have to buy for mommy, Lolade, baby. If I went to, there's a shop, Target, you buy, baby, a whole box. I didn't enjoy it though. Baby clothes, everything, cha-cha. And I was feeling guilty that I was buying a pair of shoes, $24 Walmart. It's not like I went to any. But as I kind of grew older, I realized that, but Debola, you're working now. And then I was also in a seminar where the lecturer, whatever, said, learn to pay yourself first. And that's why last year my wife said, well, look, investments, you were taking a portion for splurging. She calls it splurge money. So we went to Chinese. We're just ordering. They brought me 100 and something thousand. I was looking at her. Woman, she said, young man is splurging. Last year, by the grace of God, we were in Nairobi. We went to, there's a popular restaurant called Carnivore. All you can eat, all you can eat is meat. Just chop meat. They now brought the bill. $120. I looked at my wife, I said, they're not born us well that we're in Nigeria and we go and chop food 150,000 or biwada. She said, yeah, that's why we're on vacation. When we come back to Nigeria, we'll switch off. The reason why I'm saying that is that we were on vacation. I was feeling guilty. She said, young man, you have planned for this trip. We are not spending beyond our budget. That is what we came for. Don't be saving money inside. She told me, I'm not saving anything. I'm going to market. I'm going shopping. We have worked for this money. Let us enjoy ourselves now. We will go back, but we had a budget. So even in your Excel sheet, create a budget for Lau Lau, so that it removes the guilt of, because you are working for, because at the end of the day, you find out that you are spending money on that, especially women, we guys, you give your wife money, you children, everything, daddy. You're not looking at yourself. So what my wife tells me every month is, after I've all said and done, you say, young man, what have you bought for yourself? I haven't bought anything. You say, hey, okay, I'll just get home. I will see material there. You say, hey, you're not buying it, I bought it for you, go and sew it. Even if I'm not buying for myself, she buys for me because I'm the one, So create that. It's not to feel guilty. You will feel guilty when you've not done what you're supposed to do and you're using the money for something else, right? And Pastor, please forgive me, because what I'm going to say, it will strike some nerves. In your bid to assist people, don't do it to your detriment. You cannot solve world hunger. You cannot solve world hunger. Because some people want to guilt trip you. Let me tell you how bad it was. Back in the day, I carried somebody's base, 250,000 naira. I had to go and guarantee the person. He collected the loan today. Tomorrow, First Bank sacked him. Contract staff. And I don't guarantee 250,000 naira. I collected their money, and Z-Crest. I was servicing 2 loans. With First Bank loan, I carried 250,000 again. And that's how I was paying it. Over 6 months. Because, we had a fellowship in First Bank then. I was the keyboardist. Bradebola, Kinikon, help me. Any help that will kill me, I cannot give. But I will go out of my way to help you to the best of my ability. Because what I've realized also is that people have turned begging to an industry. I'm being serious. There are some people that by today is what? 20. By tomorrow now, they'll start sending me prayer. I'm telling you, so that by next week when they pay salary, bros, we have not eaten, we have not shekba, we have not shekinikon. I used to feel guilty back in the day. Right now, I have a budget for those things. So if you tell me that, Badebola, I need 50,000 naira. I always pray to God, Holy Spirit, please direct me. If genuinely you need 50,000 naira, say I should borrow you. I don't borrow. Take 20,000 naira and go and look for the rest. Because I can't chase you. So I don't borrow. So don't come at me, I should borrow him. You have problem. You need 100,000. How much have you got? You've gotten 10,000. Yeah, about 20,000. Go and look for 70,000. It's a money discipline. Because that's your lala money, you end up using it for other people, and you're not starting guilty again to go and chop another bucket. All right? Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your session. And I just want to ask one very practical question. So, having listened to all of this, we know very much that, yes, this is what we're expected to do. Don't spend impulsively, don't do this, don't do that. But can you give us a very practical way of how we can be integrated into the system? For example, a 20-something-year-old just starting out adulthood, and I want to try and grow. And then I know that, okay, I could save money in piggy banks instead of commercial banks, so inflation doesn't hit it. But even piggy banks percentage is not quite substantial. Let's be honest. Anything 20% and below is really not substantial. So in the long run, even saving my money in piggy banks is not so wise. So let's say I want to do something like, okay, buy a plot of land, build a house, and do something quite reasonable, or invest like the mutual funds you're talking about. Okay, I know that buying land is quite reasonable. I know that investing in mutual funds is good. But how do I actually invest in that mutual fund, or actually go into buying a house? Do you get those type of things? So it's not like, okay, I don't know where to start from. Yes, I know I'll need cement. I know that I'll need to buy land. But like, with the rate of like deceitful, yes, and deceitful people out there, how do you advise us to take that particular step?
Okay, and your question is very, very real. Before I got married in February 2011. I paid for my house rent May 2010. And I used 6-7 months to furnish the house. So this month, I will buy television. Next month, I will buy home theater. By the time we got married, I only had mattress 6x6. It was my wife that came and did bed. It is harder now for young people to start their lives. Because on the average, a good television is 400,000. Let me move, television is far. 2-bedroom is 1.5 million. Abi? Depend on the area. In my estate, 2-bedroom is 2.5 million. My estate inside Opiko. And sometimes you can be in a place that is waterlogged. But the practical thing to do is not to put yourself under pressure. And give yourself a timetable. And when I say give yourself a timetable, it's a long-time timetable. A 1 year, a 2 year, a 3 year, right? Why do I say this? The mutual funds or the investment you're talking about, it's you want to work on the power of compounding interest, not on the nominal interest. What do I mean? They quote it at 10% or at 16% or at 20%. That shouldn't be the focus for now. The focus should be, am I going to compound this for the next 5, 10, 20 years? And there could be long-term investment. So when I started my career in 2006, I did one ICO investment. 40,000. I totally forgot about it. It was a 15-year investment. On the maturity, they called me and said, bros, in fact, my wife had packaged the paper to throw away. In fact, we were cleaning our house that day, and the mutual document, because they said I had to return the form to claim the money. 50,000 I left there, 70,000 had become 340-something thousand. Because I was supposed to have been putting 70,000 every month, but my salary was 140,000 that time. And when I started, I was thinking there would no be bukata, but anyway, I just forgot about it. And then I had some funny thing with the guy. I gave some money to pay for me, chopped my money, so I just boomed it. But my 70,000 had become 300,000. So that was a 15-year thing that I had forgotten about, right? Practically, don't labor yourself now. In as much as your end goal is to get a house, it's not a 5-year plan, and it could be a 5-year plan. What do I mean? Oh no, it's not a 5-year plan, but it could be a 5-year achievement. I was fortunate enough back then that my wife was supportive of me, that everything we threw at our house. Okay, so let me give the full context. When Lister Generator was doing bo, I now said, okay, as an SBO then in First Bank, I was entitled to 9.6 million mortgage. They had just done some review. So I was looking at getting a mortgage. So in the process of Ashan Lokakri, I now jammed one of my colleagues. In First Bank, he was the manager at that time, Kende. And so when we drove into Opik, we had gone to Lones Gardens, we had gone to Opik GR, Ashan Lokakri, we were driving out. My wife said, but you said Kenny lives in this estate. I said, yes. We parked outside. I called and said, where are you? Oh yeah, come inside. We now came. He said, that he will not advise us to go for a mortgage. That for your first house, he will not advise to go for a mortgage. And he gave us his own life history. He will not buy loan. And he went into property. That's what he's doing in Canada now. To answer your question practically, don't pressure yourself. Forget all this talk that I'm talking that you must invest. Your investment portfolio is in phases, is in stages. Right now, you are single. At a point in time, you get married. It is joint income. As both of you grow in your careers, your incomes also would grow. There will be several schemes. So in those days, just to digress a bit, when my mom was saying, you must go and give birth to your kids abroad so that they can get Bali, my wife and I, we prayed and we said, look, God will take us to a level where we will pay for it and they'll come and give us at home. With $250,000 now, they'll give you Grenada passports, true of us. So I'm praying to God that God provide $250,000 so that I'll be sitting there in my house in Opik and they will come and give me my Grenada passports. God can take you to that level. But what you need to do is be consistent in what you are doing. Don't put yourself under undue pressure. Because the fear of that is that you will think that what you are doing adds no value. No, it does add value. Keep your ears to the ground. How many of us know about MREIF? MREIF. Okay, everybody hates Tinubu's government. Please open your phones and look for MREIF, M-R-E-I-F. Correct, it's mortgage by the federal government. Not everything Tinubu government is bad, though.
Sorry to cut you in. I'm enjoying this training. Igbara Labura o. 3 years ago, you know this. I want you to take advantage of what he's saying now. I'm saying now. 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I went to this building something. I said, I want to get mortgage. So they say, how old are you? I say, I'm 59. The man, they now say, oh God, you don't pass them. You don't. And I tell the boy, my wife said, oh, just Timura. Oh, my could disqualify me. Do you know what I'm saying now? I want to go and get mortgage. The minute they asked me what they know, they are invited there. And I said, your dad, so this embracing is a things. In fact, I just heard of it 3 days ago. I was with FCMB vice president. That one I tell. So you are youth, take advantage of this. And it's a political. But if Tinubu does leave the government now, you may not see it again. So all that, these are the opportunities that you can have because your age is still, they can still give you. If I go to any mortgage now, they will not give to me. And if you do go now, they will not give to him because now age, they will not give to him. Please, let us maximize the opportunity that we are. You know, I used to say, we are 20 years old now. I would have run faster than I know before. Please, let's.
Thank you, sir. And one thing you need to also realize that property investment is not all for living in. Our very first property was in Ikorodu. It was not even my money. My wife, like I said, my wife said I carry Women Board Estate. They are head of, is now the MD, one Alaji Abdul. Just told my wife that they are selling land in Ikorodu and they are just paid them bonus, 500,000. He said they are selling land in Ikorodu. We went to Ikorodu. Who knows Babitin, Ashai Memorial, Kiniko, that Catholic school? That is where we bought the land. 500,000 naira. We sold it last year for 5 million. Because at that point in time, just buy land. We're just driving. The place is called Adamo. Who knows Adamo? Is before Ikota, but it's inside Ikorodu. That's what we did. Our first property was there, and then we got the one in Opik. My wife was saying, are we going to leave there? Let us wait. Now, it's paining me that I sold it. Why? The local government the councillor, they have started the road. Because the day we made up our minds and we got a buyer, I wanted to go and submit documents. I saw them doing the road. I'm like, but I've already committed. Because if I had waited another 4 or 5 months, I probably would have sold 10 million. Because it's now a third road, double dual carriage. You played out go before. That is the pace of, so investment doesn't necessarily have to be instant returns. And for property, for houses, for land, it doesn't necessarily mean you must live there. And that's why I keep telling you, there's no place that is bush. The OPIC I'm living in, it used to be bush. Now it's a city. There is no place that is bush. You don't necessarily have to live there, but you can do investments, property for investments. Yes.
It might sound funny, but like I used to hear of mortgage. I know it's housing loan, but I don't really get the concept of it. Is it that maybe after some time you buy the house or you're paying for it on it? I used to hear it, but I know it works in other countries because if you want to get a house in UK, you use the mortgage system. But I just want to just get the whole concept.
There's also mortgage in Nigeria, don't get it wrong. And so the idea of a mortgage is a special type of loan for property, either residential or commercial. What it means is that when you are paying that loan, at the end of the tenure of that loan, the property becomes your own. So the way one of my EDs explained that day, that it's like paying yourself rent. So today, you rent an apartment, 2.53 million a year. Assuming you were paying 300,000 a month, right? And in 15, 20 years time or less, that property becomes yours. So today when you are paying your landlord for his own property. This one, you are paying the bank for your own property. So I had a boss then in First Bank. When he took his mortgage loan, he told me, Debola, I'm going to pay down this house in 3 years. I said, Ogachini, am I going to do? He said, don't worry. So he was a senior manager at that time. He bought a house in First Stack, 25 million. So what he did was that when they paid him his housing allowance, he did bulk repayments. He brought down the principal. They paid bonus. So for 2 years, he told his wife and kids, no vacation, no lao. Any money I get is to pay down this house. And as God will have it, that year, First Bank made profits. And being Oga now, they paid him one extra. He just paid off the house. So in less than 2 years, he had paid off the house. A mortgage he took for 10 years. So he now took another one and bought another house and rented the first one. So if the rent he's collecting from the first one, he's using to pay the second mortgage. Do you see? So let's not discount, and most importantly, let's not discount the God factor. Whatever we do, and I'm not personified again, told you special, but let me preach a bit. I've learned in this short life that God directs men towards us, but we must be ready to listen and obey. When we went to see Kenny, and Kenny took us to where we are now, I told you, this is Channels TV. Bush, water, we climbed Paco, and we got there. And I said, this place is water now. And I said, there's something impressed on my spirit that we should buy it. Kenny was the one God used that got us that place. And he was very open. That day we were coming from Ibadan. We're inside the bus or the vehicle. We went for performance review in Ibadan. And we're just gisting. I told Kenny, this is my problem. Again, you must know who you tell your problem to. Kenny said, Debola, why are you doing this? Come to my estate. The Holy Spirit is interested in our welfare. Very interested. I always like to encourage people that no matter how mundane it is, Holy Spirit, can you hear me? I'm confused. And He will give you a leading. In my place of work, they will say, Debola, you're flat. Many times I just enter toilet. Can you hear me? I beg. Holy Spirit, man for me, jail. This is how I pray. That's how I pray. Sometimes you go on it, but the way I'm talking, I'm like, Father, I'm really lost. I need your leading in this thing. Give me a sign. I must confess, I don't hear any still small voice. But I have a peace in my heart. And I tell my wife, once I'm at peace or something, it works or it does not work, I let it go. In fact, many times when it doesn't work, I tell my wife, I said, that is a lesson learned. That means we're not supposed to have done it like that. We don't always get it right all the time. But please, never discount the work of the Holy Spirit in our lives. I don't know if there are any... Yes.
Before you round off, thank you so much for what you have said. I was talking with my wife that it looks as if we share some things in common. I know we've had several discussions together, and I like to tell you that everything he has said today is real. And he has used his life as a practical example for everybody to learn. And I'd like you to also understand that he mentioned the word delayed gratification. People ask me. My younger sister was around during this week, and my children told my younger sister, when you're traveling the next time, take us along. You know what my younger sister said? Tell your daddy to first get you a passport. And I laughed. People will look at me, why didn't I get? I said, I don't have money to travel out. So if I get a passport, it will expire and I will not use it. And that's not because I don't have money to get a passport at the time. And some of those things are very real, and you need to. Delayed gratification is so important. some of the things you can easily get now, you decide, I want to invest this money. I know someone who is not talking that does it well. Duni. They added me to a group and I met Duni in that group. And I was like, And so please, when I started as a pastor, my Oga in Oshogo then called me and said, working for pastor in Roman school. And it's true. I've been in the ministry for over 10 years. And I can tell you, the money the church will pay you cannot send your child to school. So how will you survive? I here, and my wife needed to pay for her last semester, her master. She was running a master's in UN. She needed to pay for her last semester. You know, it's only one semester. It's 3 semesters. I paid for the first 2, and I didn't have money. How will I pay? I can't, my salary cannot even pay for her last semester. And she still has projects. But I remembered some of the things I've done. I bought a land, 150,000 naira, 2 plots of land. Each plot 150, so I paid 300,000 naira. I just asked, who is interested? And I sold that land, a plot out of the 2 plots, for 370 or 380,000 naira at that time. I think that was 2021. And easily, I paid for our last semester. Subsequently, several other things like that. I had the opportunity, someone very close to me was leaving the country and had to leave the car with me. And I told myself, I can't maintain 2 cars. I sold my car. People asked me, I said, the one that is with me is not my own. I will still sell it. Because I've asked myself, I said, if the person does not need this money, I will sell it and use the money for investment. Because this car is too big for me. And those are the lessons that we will need to learn. Now, the little, even if it is 5,000 naira you can save per month, or 5,000 naira, Duni is here, please consult her. She will tell you which shares to buy with 5,000 naira and it will yield for you later in future. See, don't look at her and think she's, probably because she's not tall, you think she's your mate. I'm not looking down on her. I respect her the way she is. I said they added me to a group last year, and by the time I got to that group, I met Duni in that group. I said, so bita omo iti mu kan je ti awa omo lele. And so, even if it is, he was talking about real estate. You don't need to buy a land you don't need to buy a land physically before you have a part of a land. There are organizations listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange that are into real estate. That you just buy a part of their share. You're buying a part of that company. And you leave it there, continue to yield. They pay you dividend every year. And you continue to get your money. And you are seated in your own house. Your money, that's what it says, your money is working for you. So you don't need to get to Bro Debola's age before you begin to think of, what do I do? I was laughing. I'm praying that some people are crying that oil is expensive. Me, I'm praying that the war should continue. Why? Because I have an investment in a particular oil company. And so the more the war continues, the more it increases. And they already told this morning that is 120 naira per barrel. And I'm looking at Monday. You know, there was public holiday on Thursday and Friday. So by Monday now, many people will rush to go and buy. And some of us that already have shares in such companies, it increases more. And one thing he didn't talk about shares. And I want to plead with you. Please, buy shares in quality companies. Seek for understanding. Seek knowledge. If you need people who will teach you, the 2 of them here, Duni will also teach you. She's been in the banking sector for how many years? She's been, I think, over 10 years. She's here. And so she can put you through. Bro, Toye that left here is there. They can put you through. Now, he spoke about something which I need you to take good advantage of. He spoke about mutual fund. You don't need to go to a bank to start a mutual fund. 5 of you can come together and tell Brother Bola that you will be our leader. You are not contributing, Brother Bola, but you will oversee. And he will draft out policies, memorandum of understanding that will guide the 5 of you. And you will pull funds together. You're pulling funds together. After a year, you can decide to go and buy a land in Lekki. And you will do the documentation. It would also be a what? A witness. And so these are things you don't need. It is not until you go to Stanbic. These are some of the things that has helped a person like me. When I was in Oshogbo, some of the things the Lord used my former senior pastor, is my brother now, because I can send my children to him to go and stay with him and to help me to understand. I put funds as with the little that I get. I still discipline myself that this particular money is not my own. I buy fuel and I say it is only 10,000 I can afford this month. That's why you see my car there constantly. If I want to go out, I'll go and use keke or Okada and go out. Because the fuel in that vehicle is to warm and to go to places that are particular. It is not for me to go around places. No. And so we need to learn. And some of these things are called delayed gratification for you to better equip yourself. And I want to tell you, please, you have wonderful resources, wonderful personnel, quality people that can guide you. Some of us never had it. I told my wife, I said, when my father died, I had the opportunity to get his money. I used it well, but I told myself I didn't use it well. That if some of the knowledge I have now, then when my father died, I don't even need New Covenant to do anything for me. I'll be living large. I'll be living large. Why? Because my father was supplying Obafemi Awolowo mechanical parts. And they were owing him at the time he died. I was the one who collected the money. Thank God I was wise to do certain things. But please, it would help you. Let me round off and say, he spoke about land. Buy. 2024. Someone just spoke to my older sister and said there's a land somewhere. And I'm like, okay, let me go and check. I took a pastor friend, we drove down with my car to the place. And he said, is it 100,000 naira? That my friend said, this place, he doesn't like it, that we'll still go to Ibadan. In my heart, I've already decided that I will buy the land. So when my friend said, we'll still go to Ibadan, I said in my heart, I inherited a house from my father in Ibadan, so I don't need a land in Ibadan now. So what I did, I spoke with my older sister. She gave me about probably 500. I added it to what I had. I bought 2 plots of land. 800,000 naira per plot. Last year when I went for documentation, they told me, if I'm magnanimous enough and I want to sell this land, I will sell it 2 million naira. And I bought it 2024 November. And it's at the back of BICC. If you know where BICC is. And I asked myself, So some of these things are real. It would help you. Now, it will help you to retire early. I follow a guy on Instagram. I listened to his class. This guy retired probably about 7 years ago. He's been into stock market for about 25 years. So what he lives on is dividend every year. And he said something which, okay, let me round off with this. Sorry, I said I was round off before. Which I learned from. He said, apart from the house he's living in, he doesn't have any other house. Do you know why? Building house for rent in itself, I have come to discover, is a liability. Building house for rent. Listen to me, and I will tell you this. I have a tenant in my house in Ife. I told you I inherited a house from my dad. It's in my name. Because my father had changed the name. It's in my name. I told the tenant last year that I will increase the house rent to 350,000 naira. It's a 2-bedroom flat. She complained, this and that, and whatever. She paid me 250,000 naira. I didn't say anything. This year, I sent her a message and I said, your house rent will soon due. So please, it is that 350,000 I'm going to collect. That's when she started. The house is bad. And I told, that is my house. I did not collect caution from you when you entered that house. When you took that apartment from me initially. He said, do I know the amount she has spent on renovating? In my heart, I told myself, I'm not going to spend 1 naira on that house again. That if I sell this house for 10 million naira, Stanbic IBTC will give me 1.5 million, 15 point something percent, will give me 1.5 million naira per annum. And if I'm going to renovate the house, 350,000 naira she's going to pay me will not renovate the house. I would have to go and borrow to renovate the house. It is better for me to sell that house and go and buy a land and secure the land and put the remaining in mutual fund. Like you said, the compound interest will yield for me. I don't have to touch it because I'm not living with that. I'm not living with that 350,000 naira. I have so many other things I do. And so I want to plead with you. Take good advantage of some of the things you have had today. Take good advantage of your coming together as youth of the New Covenant Baptist Church. Even if it is cooperative, meet Deacon Elliot, you can start a cooperative society among yourself. You can pool funds together among yourself. Even if someone might be paying 5,000 naira, another person is 10,000 naira, it is your capacity. At the end of the year, there's an amount. If you have to loan each other, I've told myself I'm going to borrow loan now. God helped me last year. I cleared all my loan. I've told myself I'm going to borrow loan now. It is to invest. And I'm credit ready at 5%. And so if I borrow 1 million naira now and I put it in Stanbic IBTC at 5% per annum, Stanbic IBTC will give me 15% per annum. I'll pay back their 5% and I'll pay back their capital. I'm wiser now. So please, and please, you are building for the future. It is not now. The Lord bless you, sirs. Thank you so much.
Amen. Please, let's clap for ourselves. Please clap for yourselves. You've been here for over 3 hours. From the youth, well, I said the youth executives, we'd just like to say thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being present, right? Because most of you were here, like physically you were here. Not that your soul is somewhere else, it's just your body that we are seeing. So thank you so much for coming. We have more, programs. Yes, we have more programs in the year. And one thing that we're working on is to ensure that we tell you guys early, right? Invite your friends. These things are very essential. We say that this is our year of exceptional exploits. So it's not just spiritually, financially, emotionally, physically, right? All around, we want to be exceptional. And I pray that God will help us in Jesus' name. Let's just begin to thank God for the service, for the program. Just thank God that all that we've heard will not just be hearers, right? We'll put it into action. That in 6 months' time, by the end of the year, we can actually attest that that program that I had in March has really helped me to be more financially wise. Let's just thank God. Let's ask that we are not just hearers, but we are doers of the word of God. We are doers of this that we've learned. Let's pray for the speakers. They've invested so much time. Deacon Elliot, he said he has known since January. So imagine how much he has been preparing.
I mean, this is probably his day to day, but I'm sure preparation still went inside. He has blessed us, that God will bless him, that God will nourish him. Pray for them, that this that they've done is also an investment. Because investment is not also financially. This they have done is an investment that it will yield, that they will see the returns of this investment that they've done. In Jesus' name we have prayed. So I'll just call on Pastor Onifade to round us off.
Okay, I'd like us to please rise. Hold the hand of the person beside you. Hold the hand of the person beside you. So your two hands should be connected. Let it be connected to the next person. Okay, beautiful. At the count of 2, we'll share the grace together. 1, 2, go. May the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. The Lord bless you.
Thank you for coming.